Yes, people. What is going on? What is going on, man? Tonight, obviously, just myself, Romz, and J will be joining us in a piece. But before we obviously dive into that, guys, please make sure you smash that like button before we even start, man. There's quite a few of you in here already. Told people already live. So, guys, if you please, if you can just smash that like for us. Obviously, we're bringing you the tears, man. You already know the vibes as it is. It's Liverpool. You already know what we're about to get into. Obviously, I'm with myself, Romz, and Ish. Guys, how you guys doing this evening, man?
Bro, it's just knackered.
Sorry. Let me rephrase the question. How are you guys doing outside of Liverpool? How are you guys doing in just your everyday lives? Like, chat to me.
Calm. It's actually calm. Come back from the gym, wanted to watch Love Island. It's therapy. But like you hit the nail on the head, G. Everything other than Liverpool's fine. Absolutely fine.
Ish, man. How have you been, bro? How you been as well? I've spoken to you a little while properly, man. How you been?
Bro, I didn't really want to show my face like that, bro. This team, bro, every time I watch this team, I get angry, man. I'm a calm guy normally. Nothing really phases me like that too much. But when I watch this team play, I'm just like, you lot are bums, bro. You lot are actually bums. But we'll get into it. But yeah, what are you telling me, G? What are you telling me?
Bro, I had a great weekend. I don't know about everyone else. Everyone sounds kind of sad. Like, I had a good weekend. I was chilling. I was calm. Everything was kind of blessed. And then, obviously, we had to, hear about Liverpool and talk about Liverpool. So I've tried to stay away a little bit over the last few days. Just been listening to, I've been listening to a lot of content creators and that. Obviously, big up Hussam Inside. Obviously, just letting everyone know that therapy has obviously been cancelled. I think we need a break anyway from Liverpool as it is. But yeah, I've been nice, bro. I've been nice. I'll be so honest with you. Like, I feel like I've had like a holiday. Like, I'm smiling and that. I'm coming on stream. I'm smiling. Like, we lost 3-0. Who even cares, man? Who even cares? But obviously, big up everybody inside. Big up Vincent. Big up Realism. Jared, as he says, please make sure you like and subscribe. Big up Sick Man Gaming. Obviously, Ish in the building. Rayan, big up your damn self, bro. We spoke obviously offline. You already know the vibes. Assad, I'm going to get to you in a minute. I'm going to get to you in a minute, my friend. I'm going to get to you. Big up Andy Vrani. Jamal, we already know the vibes. Yes, we already know, man. It's pain. It's absolute pain. But look, big up everyone inside. I'm feeling good anyway. So I'm going to kind of more pass this on to you guys because I'm already feeling good and I feel like this stream's going to start pissing me off. So... Liverpool Brighton, obviously on the weekend, we lost 3-0. Where do we even start? You know what, Romz, chat to me. Just chat to me like before the game, heading into the game. How was you kind of feeling? Did you think it was going to be a game like that where we would lose 3-0 so convincingly as well?
Yes. Not 3-0, but you don't can go and watch the preview me and JJ did. I said 3-1. I thought we would get at least a little consolation, bro. At least we couldn't even do that. But yeah, I said, cool. That's what happened to us is a battering. I said it would be a comfortable win for Brighton. Bro, that scoreline flatters to deceive because that could have been 5 and 6 easily. Again, our constant this season, Alisson Becker saving us, even though it wasn't a penalty, but he had a bit of a moment of match, you could say. But other than that, he's the constant saving us. But that was just embarrassing. And it's like to have, I think it was 69% possession Brighton had just in the first half alone. I think overall was a bit lower. Still think it was about 61 they had. But you kind of just knew from the off. Like you kind of just knew from the off, this is going to be a long day. They were the way they're passing out from the back. There was a move they even did, right? And if Matoma had finished it off, it would have been contender for gold. See, you know the move I'm on about.
Bruv, we got popped from back to front.
From the keeper. Every third, it was beautiful. I think, and it wasn't even that many passes. We were just easy to go for. I think it was about no more than 8 or 9 passes. But gee, it gets to a point where rival fans, your mates now, they say you lot are shit. And normally you bad, but it's just like I know, like what next? Like I know, like I don't know.
They want you to bite. They want you to bite. They want you to say something. I'm like, but I agree with you. So I don't know what you want me to do after that. Like
and sometimes I know when you support your club, sometimes you still can be shameless even though you're dead, but you can't even be that at the moment. Like, I'm going into every game. This hurts, but I'm going into every game expecting an L. But it's got to the point now where it's just like it is what it is. I think we can all agree. One thing we're all looking forward to is the potential takeover. Apparently, it's going to get announced in 2-3 days. Allegedly, it's not. Nothing's confirmed, but we're looking forward to off-field things than on the field. That's how down in the mud we are. That's the only thing I'm clinging on to. Because in my opinion, that I've written off the season. I think we come out tomorrow. I'm scared. Real Madrid aren't even good. I saw the second half of El Clasico. They look stinky, but they were still.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were still.
They'll
batter us up. I think we're coming out tomorrow. I know. I think you two agree as well. I'd rather finish 9th or 10th than 5th because I don't want to see Europe at all next season if it's not Champions League. But I do feel we're going to finish within that 6th to 8th, and we'll be hearing that music. But it's just, if you asked me a couple of weeks ago, I would have been like, bro, it's annoying. I'm hurt. I am hurt, but like I'm getting used to it now. So the pain's going to get easier. You know what they say? Like the pain will get easier. But yeah, bro, that performance, it was embarrassing. It was actually embarrassing.
Ish, chat to me, man. I didn't get to speak to you obviously before the game or anything. Yeah, just chat to me, man. Like heading into the game anyway, just obviously we know how the game panned out, but like before the game, did you really think it would be a game where we lose 3-0 so convincingly as well?
Word to what Romz said, I thought we might get a goal. I thought like some way, somehow. But you know what, actually, when I saw no Nunes, and you man know I don't really rate Nunes like that, but I know he's a guy that can just make something off the cuff happen.
No,
I know current system, I say system because there's not really a system. In this current system we're playing, we've seen the same shit every week. We know what to expect from these, but we know Brighton are a decent side as well. So I thought all of us all knew we were going to lose. To what extent is a different story. I thought when I saw no Nunes, I was like, rah. There's no unpredictability at all. Gone from the lineup straight away. I'm seeing like the first 10 minutes, Henderson just hoofing it from the, and I can pick out one because they were all dead. But I'll start with my man with the armband because I'm not even going to use his name. No name, no number, just my man with the armband. That's all he's doing. All men leading that out. That's all he's doing right now. He's put a 0 out of 10 performances. That performance was a 0 out of 10. Nothing. He did nothing wrong. My man went and even injured Caicedo as well, but took out the competition because he knows he's going to take his spot. Like,
real talk.
From beginning to end, everything I saw, and it's mad because I knew what was going to happen, but I'm still pissed off, bruv. I'm still pissed off. Russ told me to come and watch the game, and I didn't see anything that was worth watching. Nothing I saw. I didn't learn anything new about this team. Klopp's coming out afterwards. No, not even Klopp. The Brighton manager, Deserby's coming out afterwards and saying, we knew what Liverpool were going to do. He's saying, I'm surprised myself that Trent was pressing so high because they were only defending with 3 at the back. We knew that's where the space was for Matoma. Bro, managers are coming out after the game and saying, yo, we knew Liverpool were going to do X, Y, Z, so we done A, B, C, and that's how we beat them. So
sorry to interject, bro. No, I think you two will agree. Trent actually had a good first 10 minutes, but it was a matter of when and not if Matoma would start getting the beating of him. That's what hurt. Because I thought, yo, first, because Trent, let's have it right. You two know I've not been his biggest fan all season. But recently his performance, especially defensively, well, both offensively, defensively, he's registering assists now, but he's been quality. But when I saw the first 10 minutes against Matoma, I saw him intercepting and blocking things out, I thought, cool. But this one game, my brother, he's going to be a constant. I'm hearing he's done a dissertation on the art of dribbling. And
you know, he's a smart.
Real shit, you apparently did it.
Nah, he could have gone pro from young, but he's like, nah, I want to go uni first. Degree, and then I can do football. Bro, do you know how sick? That's a flex right there, bro. That's a flex. Man studied the art of dribbling, and now he's one of probably say one of the best dribblers in the Premier League this season anyway, because this is like his breakout season. But when he just kept there was a move where he just let it through his legs. You know that one where he plays right touch tight, and I just thought
Yeah, sorry, Ish. I just had to interject.
No, no. What you're saying is like it wasn't even like Trent was getting cooked like 1v1. He was getting
Yeah,
spun. The space was there in it. Like my man said, Trent was pressing really high. That was where the space was. Matip, bro. I'm sorry. Without Virgil, your form looks spooky, bro. Hella spooky because what you got to think about, like, no matter what you think of Virgil, he is like the sort of the A grade centre back. He's the leader in the back
Yeah,
line.
of
You've got
course.
one A grade centre back and like three B grade ones. Because at the moment, he's not a leader. Gomez, bro, like I'm glad JJ's not hearing it because JJ's been talking Gomez for a while, but you ain't the guy in it. I'm sorry, you're 31, but still not a leader like that. Because when Virgil's not there holding your hand, you look mad. You look absolutely mad. Ibri was defending on his ones, bro. Man was popping up right back, left back, because Robbo as well. This was not one of your good games either. One man was just defending across the whole back line, the youngest guy as well. So it's just like we had no chance. From like 10 minutes in, I was like, yeah, we have not got a chance in hell of winning this game, bro. We have not got a chance in hell of winning this game.
I was surprised we went into half time 0-0.
Yeah,
It was 0-0, innit?
yeah, it was.
I believe so.
I think I messaged you lot in the group chat. The only positive is that we're not losing, obviously, at half time. That was the only crazy thing. But you knew it was coming. You knew it.
What?
You know,
What?
I was surprised. Sorry, G. I was surprised
No.
because like, we could not have played any worse and not conceded.
Mm.
So I'm the manager. I'm thinking, cool, right? We've caught life here, bro. We caught life for 45 minutes. The penalty might have even been in the first half. So we've caught life in this first half. We're lucky not to be going in a goal behind, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do something at half time. Whether it's a Naby for Hendo, who I'd spoken about, was stinking out the joint. Do something to change it a little bit. I know we didn't really have options like that, but Gakpo was isolated. Salah, yeah, Ox, maybe the best out of a bad bunch, but top man, I'm really onto for this performance because I'm like, yo, do something to change it. We didn't see changes until it was like 2-0, I swear.
You know what, yeah. You know we're fed up of Naby, but the brother's never fit. He's fit. Anything's better than Jordan Henderson now. Give him a run now. Even if we're not in favour of him, just change something. Because what you alluded to earlier is that hoofball was... There was a point, no pressure. There was actually a point where Brighton didn't even press him. Like, they're a very good pressing team, but there was a couple moments where Hendo weren't even getting opposed and he had time. I'm just hoofing it up there and Sanchez just collecting it. And it's that brother that... Yeah.
What I'm gonna ask you both, yeah. And like I said, I'm super calm because, like I said, I had a good weekend, so I'm not letting Liverpool bring me down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't letting Liverpool bring me down with their stupidness. But obviously we'll get into all of the nitty gritty in a bit. But like, what was probably the most disappointing thing from the game that you both took from that game in terms of, was it the players? Was it the performance? Was it the manager? You know, all of it, all of the above. Like, what was kind of like the key thing for you both that you looked at the game and was just like, rah, like you guys, you know that kind of feeling that you walk away from a game, you can at least say, I don't know, you did this well, even though we lost 3-0, blah, blah, blah. But then you looked at that game and just thought, damn, like you guys just disappointed me in this area.
For me, it's Klopp. I'm sorry, like the players are not in good form at the moment. I fully accept that. No one like, you're not hear any arguments over here about that. Like no good form, pretty much no one. But and I make the comparison with Brent because Chelsea in a similar situation at the moment. When they go down, you see quick boom, boom, boom. Man will try and make changes. Who might do two systems in a game. All right, cool. You can maybe say that might show he doesn't know what he's doing, but I'd rather he does that than just sitting on a touchline with your mouth wide open, looking to cut you through, like smiling than that, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? At one point, he made 4 subs at once at like 74 minutes, and I'm just like, bro, it's too little, too late. Like, what are you trying to get out of the game now? So for me, yeah, I'm looking at the manager when it's not going right on the pitch. You in the dugout, what are you doing?
You know what's crazy? Even once them subs are made, the whole point is to have an impact on the game. There was, I wouldn't say we looked at scoring, but there was still a bit more energy. But I said in the preview that me and JJ did, I said Klopp will make changes late in this game. Even if we're getting spanked, I said it. Klopp will make changes late in this game because we know that has been a problem. But back to your question, G, when you said what's the most disappointing thing, I know it's cliche, but for me, it was the midfield area. Games are won and lost there. How easy it is to whether you want to bypass over the top, whether you want to go through, there's every different avenue just to get past our midfield. For me, that's the most disappointing thing. It's easy to say Klopp's been, I'll be honest, Klopp's been pissing me off for the longest now. He has. And big up at Gals on the Gals channel. I said, you don't, that from here, know I've been Klopp out the last couple of weeks. I said it there. He put it out, and I've had all these top rares coming from you. It's nothing.
The club's fun, right? The club's fun, right?
What I think when people say, like, especially top reds, when they're like, how can you say Klopp out? At this moment in time, like, what argument can you present to me to say that this man should still be managing? That's the listen.
What they say is their argument is.
Yeah, you go.
Their argument is, look what he's done, the sentiment, all that. He needs new owners. Wait for him to turn it around. But even with money, he's not showed us that he will. This is why I just think it's just crazy. But back to your question, G. For me, it is mainly Klopp, because he's, even after the game, he's saying, the players didn't know the formation. The formation wasn't good enough. Brother, you picked the formation, you know? Like, I don't get it. Like, you don't know. I've not listened to a Klopp presser since Newcastle, and I think that was game week 4 or 5. I've not listened to a Klopp presser since then, because I'm just knowing. So, what I get from Klopp pressers is what, like, you know, the big Liverpool outlets, what they dissect from it and what they quote from it. That's how I know what he's saying, because I can't watch that. I'll get mad. I know he's our gaffer, but he's been lying to us. He honestly has been lying to us. But the comments after, why he's saying what went wrong and why we lost, is what he can control. You know what I mean? You know, there's a saying, don't stress what you can't control. Brother, you stress what you can control, bro. And you're the one who puts the plays out. You're the one who makes the formations, whatnot. And it's frustrating, but it was the midfield. But I know it's been like that every game, but Brighton took it to another level. Normally, there's that period within a game where the midfield stopped certain counters. Everyone was just going through, and like Ish said, it took a Kanate and a Trent first 10 minutes to do all they could. But then after that, it was a matter of when. For me, after that window of the first 10, 15 minutes, they kept getting in behind easily, and it was either an Alisson save or a shot off target that was saving us, honestly.
We're going to get into Jurgen Klopp. Let me just run through some of the comments. Again, guys, I know I'm smiling. Like I said, I'm already beyond like Liverpool and Klopp and everything as it is this season. Big up Vincent Vega. I'm expecting nothing but losses and the occasional win. As long as we secure Prem survival and the Qataris take over soon, it's a successful season for me. Big up Andy. Hopefully a new era, a fresh start next season. Cameron, obviously the news all over the Middle East about the Qatari takeover. Obviously, I think we'll dive into that later on today or this evening. Chris McAvoy, big up yourself. Did the whole team have COVID out in Dubai? And did they all get jabs? I've not thought of that. I personally don't know. I didn't really hear of any COVID, but you know, let me know in the comments, guys, if we did. Big up Ravi. We never looked like we were winning without our current squad. What I will say on that is that everyone keeps talking about, obviously, you know, we mentioned Nunes. I think you mentioned Nunes before, and I agree with you. Without Nunes, we just didn't look like a threat whatsoever. The attack was very, very toothless. So I definitely agree with that. But let's also not act like when we had all these players, we were still stinky. Yeah. We were still shit. We had Diaz, we've had Jota, we've had Firmino, we've had Van Dijk, we've had everyone, and we've still been shit. So the narrative in terms of if we had such and such, obviously back in the team, we would have been X, Y, and Z. Nah, I still think Brighton would probably still smoke us. Maybe just would have looked a bit better or aesthetically pleasing if we had obviously had, you know, some of these guys. Andy, again, I don't care. We've got history, so no one can violate about the Qatar oil money. Yeah, like I said, man, we'll dive into that. Hendo thinks the ball is a bomb. That kind of reiterates the point that Ish was making about Hendo. Big up John, guys. Make sure you head over to John's Instagram page to check out all the latest new music. Hendo moving like Lee Cattermole. Didn't they play together at Sunderland?
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
I feel like they played together when they were at Sunderland. Big up Oscar. Romz, I'm hurt since 2002 as a Liverpool fan. Only a few trophies since that time. We do one step forward, two step back. It is very annoying.
Yeah, also.
Romz has mentioned that before, obviously in regards to Liverpool. Big up Wino, man. Big up your damn self. Klopp came out saying, I didn't expect this. De Zerbi came out saying, I can't imagine why they played that stupidly, effectively. Not word for word, people, so don't take it literal, but effectively, that's what he was kind of letting on. And I think that's something as well, when I look at Liverpool, especially these days. Like I said, the result isn't surprising. You knew we were going to lose. It was just about a question of how much we would lose by. But the fact that you've got managers coming out after games, we had Ancelotti do it first. Alisson has also spoken about this season about being quite predictable, teams knowing how to play against us. He's now got De Zerbi coming out himself and almost admitting the exact same thing in regards to how we play, how we set up, and all of that. And I'm going to leave all of that for the Klopp in, guys. You know, you guys let me know what you guys think about that. Let's read out some of the other comments. Big up King Cop. How do we become so bad? Watching Brighton reminded me of everything we used to be. Is it only a lack of investment? Have the players dropped on a cliff? Has Klopp gone stale? I'll pose that to you guys. What do you guys think in regards to that question from King Klopp?
You know what it is for me, yeah? Looking back to like 17, 18, our thing was high press, high intensity, and not many other people on that. We were one of the like a minority of teams that kind of on that kind of wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last 3, 4, 5 years, because that's become the blueprint that we put down, and City to an extent as well. Obviously, their one's a bit different, but they still like to get the ball back quickly. Other teams are doing it, so it's not even like a thing like before we'd play Brighton and we'd blow them away with how intense we were on the ball, how much energy we had.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, every team's got that kind of high press now. Teams know how to play. All goalkeepers now are good with their feet. So all the things that we were known for, and that was like unique to us, everyone else is doing it. And then add that to the fact that our core squad is the same from like 4 or 5 years ago. Everyone else is brought in younger. Everyone else is brought in different players who can kind of do the same things that we can do, but have got more hunger, more energy. It's going to catch up with. It's going to catch up. This is nothing that none of us have not predicted already.
I totally agree with you.
Klopp still doesn't look like he can see it, bro. He's saying he's surprised by the result and the performance. To me, that's alarming because we've seen this performance all season. So what do you think?
This is what I'm saying. I think I think he's lying to us because you can't see what unless he's seeing a complete different game to us. How can he say that? And even,
I don't know which one's worse. Either he can't see it, which means like you're not a good coach then after all this prep, or you're so hard-headed you don't want to see it. What's worse?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both.
Even today, apparently there was a quote. He's saying, a midfield signing in this window. I don't see it. No, midfield or something like a midfield signing.
He's talking about the transfers. Yeah. Solutions.
That's when I didn't even get angry. I just literally just shut Twitter, and then I can't remember what I did after that. But it's just. But back to this question, there's many things. Mainly lack of investment, but it's also Klopp being tactically inept because we saw before the World Cup something has to change. He actually. One thing I'll give him credit for before the World Cup, he actually tried to change something, and we actually got some results by it. But then he reverted back to type, and yeah, there's so many things. But I'd say the main two is lack of investment and Klopp becoming tactically inept, man.
Everything the guys have just said.
We repeat the same things every week. We might as well just copy and paste what we do.
Romz, what have I said on previous shows? I say it on every show that I go on, whether it be here on the Jerry James, whether it be on Jamie's, whether it be on Hassam's, on This Is Football. It's the same thing every single week. You might as well just rewatch the last episode of whatever it is because it's going to be the exact same things that we're going to be talking about. Big up.
We're just saying this is a surprise. So either we're mad and we're seeing all of us seeing something that's different, or I don't know what's wrong with my man.
I'm trying my best to hold in my true thoughts on this guy at this current moment in time, but we'll get into that. Big up Can't Guard Me. Obviously, we are shocking in possession. We can't even string 5 passes together anymore. I knew we was bad off the ball, but I didn't know we was that bad in possession. And yeah, as Rom said, in regards to, when he spoke about, the midfield and how easy it was to just kind of get through the team. It was almost like, I think there was even a picture I saw on Twitter. That's what made me, because I didn't see the game live. I watched it back afterwards, and there was a picture I saw with, as it Henderson and was it either Fabinho and Thiago, and it was like a picture of them showing their hand like this, like it was almost like the red carpet for you to just walk through. And I was like, Jesus Christ, is it the midfield again? Like, is that the actual narrative that we are going with at this current moment in time?
I know the one. It was the big up Bleach should have thought. It's the edit they did where they're either side and they're showing the way they actually put the red.
Yes, yeah. I can't remember who the 2 players were, but yeah, it
was Fabinho and Hendo.
That's it, Fabinho and Hendo. Big up Ravi again. G, tell me, what impact do we have in games? Absolutely 0. Excuse me. Big up Tafsir. I believe the players have had enough of finishing second. They want some fresh ideas from the manager or a new manager. Again, if I speak... Big up the boss inside, the gaffers inside. Guys, you know what? Just for that as well, by the way, now that the gaffer's inside, guys, please make sure we got over 50 people in the damn chat. So please make sure you are liking and smashing that like for this video, late night vibes. Jerry, how are you, bro?
Fucked. It's late night, innit? So I can swear, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Fucked, bro. Fucked. This club, this manager, the owners, the fucking fans. Yes, you, the fans, you're what I'm talking about. All of them are wallads, man. Every single one of them are wallads. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to actually call yourself a Liverpool fan. The fact that G and Romz actually rocking Liverpool tops on as well. And you went to gym in that top as well.
I got contact. Yeah, but I got contact. Do you remember?
This is you're crazy. You're crazy.
This is our last
I'm out there ripping R9. I'm here to make myself feel better again.
I don't know about you, man, but this is my pajamas, so I'm good. I'm going to sleep after this.
Remember this season?
I don't know about you, man.
I'm throwing it back because we were shit. Because we were shit then. I might as well just put this on. We're shit now, but let me run it back. You know what I mean?
No, G said house t-shirt, bro. That's just what he imagine he's doing the cooking in that.
Bro, this is all like I told you. These are like, Liverpool tops now are just house clothes. Like I can't go outside. You have to walk on road with the Liverpool t-shirt. Oh, you must be mad.
When G washes his hands, he used that Liverpool top just to dry.
Just to dry the thing, bro. Like, is it not supposed to be dry fit or whatever on the side, wherever it's supposed to be cooked, bro? I'm good. I'm easy, bro.
Man. You see that yellow kit? Those are my oven mitts at the moment, bro. Those are my oven mitts.
You don't care if you burn your hand.
Taking out the chicken in that. We are a complete mess, man. I was on the terrace and I tried to have my little 2 cents, but big up to everyone in the building. If I cut out. The internet's crazy, so no internet at the moment. I'm using 4G. The 4G is acting up as well. But listen, again, I'm not gonna lie, Klopp's a joke, innit? Klopp is a joke. He's a clown, biggest clown. Pep Linders is a jester. FSG are just a bunch. They're pantomime, just villain, like pantomime villains. It's everything's a mess, and we've spoken about it. That's the worst thing about it. We spoke about not having particular players and saying Romz, saying this. Why don't we change formation? Why don't we do this? Why doesn't that get the best out of this player? Because we know we've got these players. Maybe play Elliott in his correct role. What are we seeing? No Elliott, no Carvalho. I swear Elliott was our best midfielder up until the break. What happened to that? Is he just not running around anymore? Is that what we're saying? He's not running around? What happened to Matip? I've been raving about Matip. Best centre-back. He's been our best centre-back. Bozo. Welcome to the Bozo Club, my friends.
It said it, Jerry. It said it before you come on. The minute he's not with Virgin not holding his hand, looks like I don't even recognize him. Who is this imposter? Bozo.
Arms all up. Mad. He looks like an idiot, bro.
Konate looking like an NFL athlete running around.
Man said he's looking like an NFL athlete.
I don't know if you guys seen Nollywood, yeah, but there's actually a Nollywood scene. I forgot what film it was. And there's this big kid, and he's like 10, but he's like 6 foot, yeah. And he's running around with the little kids, and they're saying he looks like he's running around trying to catch a chicken in the village. That's how Konate looks. That's how Konate looks. Running around, pressing.
Man said Nollywood.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie. And then Linders is there, just looking as confused as Klopp. Klopp doing that dead smile with his veneers that look like they're about to fall off. They're all crooked. It's just shocking, bro. How fans can get behind this and try to say, you know what? Yeah, trust in Klopp. Trust in what? You got to believe something to trust it. What are you seeing to believe in?
No, Jerry is fine. Once we get the takeover, let him have the new owners.
What are we seeing? Yeah, we have the takeover. Cool. It's just more pressure. It's just more pressure. All that happens now, you're going to get an owner that's going to be like an Abramovich, an owner that's going to be like them PSG man, and he's going to look around, even the Glazers. You're going to look around and they're going to be like, oh, we've given you the money now. You got till end of September, bro. Season starts in August. You got to the end of September. Show me what you're working with. Honestly, 9 wins out of 9 or whatever it is. 8 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get those 8 wins. Guess what? You're out. What happened to Tuchel? What happened to all these players? What happened to Ranieri? You win the league. What happens? What happened to Ranieri? You won the league. All your players got sold. You had all the money to spend, though. What happened? You're gone.
And JJ, even when Klopp's had adequate funds, has he spent it? So I don't know why all of our fans.
No. Guess what? No. It's about the money, right? It's about the money, right? But we went and signed Gakpo. We went and signed Gakpo, people. So we needed a midfielder. Klopp don't have money. He's moving.
Hold on. No.
Can I have some more, sir? FSG, please.
No, Jerry. This is where you're wrong, my friend. We didn't need a midfielder. We needed an attacker because Diaz got injured. Remember, Diaz got injured. That was the pressing matter, bro. That was the pressing matter.
That's why we signed Arthur Melo when he was injured, right? That's why we signed him. We ain't seen him since.
I don't know this guy. Who's that Arthur Melo, bro? I don't know him. I
seen him. He's a brother, just reps these colours still. He's like me still. He's a fan that just reps these colours. A community scheme still. Do you know what I mean? It's a little
exchange. You know when the community come out and do 1, 2.
A little out.
Lie, man.
A little outing in that.
I know you guys have been chopping up the game. Going back to that game, I've never seen a Brighton team against these so-called world-class players, most informed winger since before the World Cup in Gakpo, best right winger in world football, 350 million man, the best manager, the best fans.
Speak about him.
Get popped about. But McAllister not even running.
What?
I checked the running stats, people. He ran less than Thiago. Are you taking the piss?
That's because Klopp taught him how to run, isn't it? That's all Klopp taught him so far. Thumbs up and running. So what else are you gonna see in it?
And man wants to come out.
Thiago was at the World Cup, but you weren't there.
JJ, do you know what's annoying me though? Klopp's doing all this apologizing to the traveling fans, but you're about to do the same thing. Like, bro, it's not sincere. Stop lying, bro. Just don't apologize at all.
No, but guess what? Do you know what's mad, though? I don't know if anyone's seen the presser. And big up to everyone that's seen the presser because I was on that. I was on Jamie Phillips's thing earlier today. Big up Jamie Phillips. Man's coming out and saying that the midfield isn't the solution. A midfield's not going to solve the problem. After you came out the presser before, berating man and berating the reporter because he's asking about signings. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing when you're doing all of this? All of this, please. Do you know what it reminds me of? I swear Karius was doing the same thing.
Yeah, barling.
Karius was doing the same damn thing. Mr. Karius, bro. What happened to Karius? Why didn't we back Karius, bro? He helped us get to the Champions League final. We hadn't been there since 05, sorry. 06, sorry. Me and the final since 06. Why do we get rid of Karius like that? Up until that point, Karius was the replacement for Mignolet. But we wanted to chuck him under the bus, isn't it? We wanted to chuck him under the bus.
At the end of the day.
I don't even know what to say, bro. I actually don't know.
At the end of the day, yeah. Look, Klopp is Klopp at the end of the day. And Liverpool fans, we know who they are. They're gonna support him and they're gonna, big up this, that, and the other. It's fine, man. It really isn't really an issue. Like I actually don't care. Like we have our opinions or here on the show in terms of Klopp. Obviously, I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, obviously, for the show in itself, but that's what Klopp is at this current moment in time. Like, there isn't really much else to even really say on the guy, because I don't know, and Ish, you mentioned it before, I don't know what level of evidence can you possibly bring. And look, there you go. He is a bit of a clown now. It's what is anybody who really thinks, yeah, Klopp can turn this around, and if Klopp gets some money, he does this, that, and the third. What evidence do you have to provide that? I don't really understand. Remember, guys, we didn't win the league like with a Burnley-esque team. It's not like we won the league with like Chris Wood and all of these kind of Tarkowski. Like we didn't win the league with those players. We won the league with Van Dijk, best centre back, best right winger, best left winger, best defensive forward, best DM, best right back, best left back, best centre back, best goalkeeper. We won the league with like some really world-class players. So let's not act like Klopp was the guy who won the league with the shittest team that you've ever seen. So I don't really get where you think then that this guy can do, the job that we're asking him to do now, which is compete, when we've seen through time and time again, when things go to shit, team not playing well, he gets a couple of injuries, whatever the case may be, he just doesn't know what to do. This manager does not know what to do. Like, he's showing you he does not know what to do. He's shown it before. When we had the centre-back crisis, he showed you, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go with loyalty, which is I'm going to put my centre-mids at centre-back because for some reason I trust that. But when it doesn't work, let me throw my centre-backs in that centre-back and we're just going to move with that. But hey, we move. Everyone gave him excuses, no problem. We move on to this season. This is the second time that something like this has happened in terms of injuries and stuff. We now move on to this season, and we're seeing, obviously, we have a few issues in certain areas of the pitch, but I don't even actually think it's about the injuries this season. We're actually just seeing that this team cannot play the way that you need the team to play. But you're showing us again, for the second time now in your 7-year stint, that when things are not really going right, you don't really know what to do. So I'm just a little bit confused when people get at us. Not that you're supporting Klopp, of course. Come on now, man. Like, I'm not naive to think that you're not allowed to support the manager through tough times. Of course you are. And if he then comes out at the end of it, perfect. But what I'm not getting is, why is it you get at people like ourselves who, want Klopp out, for example, when we are showing you the evidence that this guy is not really as good as maybe we made out. Maybe we were just on our high horse a little bit. The Brighton game is just like the Nottingham Forest game, which was like the Leeds game, which was like the Palace game, which was like the Fulham game, which was like the Napoli game, which is like the Arsenal game, which was like the United game. I don't know how many times we need to keep coming on stream, me, Jerry, Romz, and Ish, and telling you guys the same things. Just watch every single episode. We've said the same 9 or 10 things over and over again. Obviously, Jerry's got the stats anyway. We'll dive into that. The stats are probably going to show you the same thing that we've shown you all season. I don't get where this self-belief comes from when people speak about Klopp. But who am I? Who am I, man?
But what the thing is, what I don't understand is why are changes not being made? Like, just someone explain.
A leopard can't change its spots, my guy.
No, but I hear that. So you ain't got the signings. Cool. When Burnley ain't got the signings and they don't sign players, or when Benitez didn't have the signs, he's getting Damari Gray and for 750 bags, and he's having to go and make do with what he's got when he was at Everton. What do you do? What do you do?
You got to change it.
You deal with what you got, right? You deal with what you got. Why couldn't we have just said, you know what? Brighton are going to play like this. We know they're going to play through us. Everyone knew. Romz was here before, chatting to us, telling us, you know what? They're going to go and do this. I think it's going to be 4-2. Some people were saying 7-2. We got Ray and big up Ryan in the chat saying it was going to be 7-2. if we can see it, they can see it. Right? That's how I look at it. If they can see it, why not change? You have a too stubborn, which is just annoying. Then why are you being stubborn?
Mm-hmm.
Or you haven't got the ability. You haven't got the ability to change. Like you're tactically inept, as I've said. Which one of them is it? Which one of them is it? We came on stream and we were giving all different variations. Let's give G's variation. G said, go have 3 at the back. I said, go have 5 at the back. With Konate, Matip and Gomes, allow Trent and Robertson to be high up the pitch. Play. What do we end up doing?
You're on mute, Romz. You're on mute, Romz.
Do you know why it is stubbornness? Because at the moment he's showing he's tactically inept, but against maybe not this season, but the best team in this country over the last 4 to 5 years, he showed he can adapt because we got a result. So why not do it in future? That's just what it bewilders me. I honestly don't get, because I've had some thinking time.
That comment is fucking hilarious.
We're saying
Memories of a Sideman. Memoirs of a Sideman.
We're saying this guy's tactically in it right now, which is a fair thing to say, but against the best team in the country the last 3-4 years, he changed it up and shit, Sherlock. We got a result which none of us, probably in the chat, definitely on the panel, predicted. So we know he can. So for me, it has to be stubbornness. Has to be.
So just before you.
Yeah, go on.
I think you're about to talk about the same thing.
Yeah, big up. I was going to say birth of an MC. Yeah, big up to you, saying anyone under 30 years of age are right to question why the manager isn't being replaced. Everyone age 40 plus see that Klopp has credit in the bank. True story. Yes, but then I chuck it back at you and I asked the same question. Me and Grizz had a little, not a back and forth, but I questioned him on the Jamie Phillips show. Where do you draw the line? So when for you is it time to, like, all right, this is not working out now. There needs to be drastic change. Do Liverpool need to get relegated? And it's actually a question I actually want to know from everyone in the chat. Do Liverpool need to get relegated? Does Salah need to be sold for change to happen? Do we need to get embarrassed again by Real Madrid? What's going on? Like, where do we draw the line?
I mean, I was going to ask. I mean, I'm 31, so I was trying to wonder where does my age bracket kind of come into this? Because you already mentioned under 30 and 40 plus. So I'm just kind of wondering, but I don't really get it, because the reality is your age is irrelevant in terms of why you would want a manager replaced or why you'd want to keep the manager. If you're under the age of 30, what difference does it make? If you're over the age of 40, what difference does it make? At the end of the day, if you want a manager to stay or go, like I said, your age is now irrelevant, because we're talking about one thing in isolation. We're not talking about the history of the football club. Again, if we are then going to go down that route of the 40 plus, and I keep saying this for the elder fans who think like this, by the way, not all fans, but the fans who think like this, listen, keep the traditional ways, keep the traditional thinking. You're going to continue being a loser. And that's what Liverpool are, is we're good at being losers. We're good at being a cup team. We are very good at talking about the history of the football club. That's something that we continuously keep talking about, how we were so good in the 70s and well, more so in the 80s, but, we were really, really good. And we did this and we did that. Unfortunately, time moves on, and clubs get better, clubs get bigger, clubs get, more of everything. But Liverpool seems to be a club that's stuck in time because of that kind of traditional way of thinking. And again, I'm not talking about everyone who's over this certain age, etc. I'm just talking about the people who do think like that, is that your age plays no part. We're all watching the same thing. I think a 12-year-old can see the same thing as a 40-year-old at this current moment in time of what they're seeing of Liverpool Football Club. I don't think it takes age to be able to understand that, or even any level of comprehension. So when we talk about the age thing, I don't really like it, because then you're sounding like a bit too entitled, as if you need to think in a certain way. You have to be a certain age to think in a certain way, when the reality is it doesn't really matter. We all support the football club, every age, every race, every whatever. it really doesn't matter. So let's not do the whole age thing. Big up, obviously, MC for sending in that chat. But I don't want to see that message ever again, because that's the kind of message that I'm trying to stamp out of people's way of thinking and people's opinions on when we talk about football. Age, race, all of that stuff, it doesn't matter. We're all watching the same shit show every single fucking week. So let's not do this. Yeah, if you're under this age, Klopp is shit right now. He is proving to everybody that he, right now, as of today's date, he is shit. Shit manager. That's what he is showing everybody. I'm not saying overall he's a shit manager, because he's proved that he's won trophies. He's done great things. But right now, he is showing the whole world your team is playing one of the worst brand of football that we have probably seen since the Roy Hodgson era. Your age doesn't come into that. So again, please do not do this if you're a certain age thing, because I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Like I said, we're all watching the same shit show every single fucking week. Every single week, I am seeing Klopp do nothing. Every single fucking week, I'm here ranting about how stupid my manager is. Every single week, I'm having the same fucking conversation with everybody about what should Klopp do? Why doesn't he change it? Why is he keeping to the same thing? We're all seeing the same fucking thing. So again, I say it one more time, and I'm not going to say it again. Doesn't matter about your age or anything like that, because we're all watching the same shit show that you're watching. There's no way you watch Brighton as a 40-plus-year-old and a 12-year-old and said, yeah, man, I can see a difference in opinion. That was shit. Let's not do that. I didn't want to go into Klopp, but you've kind of annoyed me with that comment anyway. But again, we'll continue.
Just to summarize what you're saying, the problem with the majority of our families is that they support Klopp more than they support Liverpool. I'm not saying they don't support Liverpool, but they support him more than they support the club. And I know it kind of goes hand in hand, because somewhat you have to support both, because he is in charge of the club you support. But
of course,
this sentiment and this, it can be too much, especially with what's currently coming. I'm not even saying to be Klopp out. Everyone has their own opinions, but at least share the blame, call him out for what he's doing wrong. There's fans that won't even call him out for doing wrong, but it's being televised every week that we are shit. And you think it's just all on FSG. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I just don't, I don't understand. Like, you know what? I'm telling you now, I'm going to be dead honest. If I was seeing changes from Klopp, yeah, you see, like, we were playing 5 at the back. We were trying to do a 4-1-1-5, whatever, mad formation, 6 at the back. He went and said, you know what, Fabinho, you're available, but you've been so dead, we're going to change it up, you know. We're not even playing you. Like, we're not even playing you. Verge, you've been stinking up the shop. We're not playing you. Now, seeing that, I'd be like, cool. I'd be like, cool. You know what? He's trying to do something and it's not working out. You see, when we had injuries, and we were going for that season, none of us here, and I can say that for a fact, and I know I'm mad speaking for you guys, none of us here were questioning whether Klopp should be in the club or not. No, none of us were.
No way.
All of us were here backing when people were grilling us about our title challenge the season after we won it, saying that we're trying to retain the title. It's the worst retention attempt of all time. We're backing our manager. We're backing everyone, saying, no, you know what? No, it's because of injuries, this, that. Like, we're playing these players. Like, it's mad. Like, we haven't got a centre back, which is crazy. FSG, we weren't saying anything. But why? Because we could see it. The injury thing don't work out now. It doesn't run. That argument doesn't run. We're talking about a team that had the likes of Konate and Matip. Matip, I've said, has been the best centre-back for the last 18 months in our team. Konate, who arguably should be in the team ahead of Matip, some people would argue. You had Trent Robertson, Alisson, Henderson, and Thiago Fabinho, which is our best midfield that's available. Gakpo, who's had last 6 months, 18 months for a forward in Europe, in terms of like 50 goals and assists. We had Salah and you had Nunes, yeah, an 80-90 million pound player, whatever it is. That team should be beating Wolves. If it's not about the signings, it's about the injuries. It's what's going on the pitch. And the argument that these brothers can't run, Modric and Kroos can't run. How's Casemiro doing what he's doing now at United? They ain't running about like us. How was Fernandinho able to play in DM last season for the majority of the season because of injuries and pop it off? In the season he left on a free or retired or whatever. Man was able to go and ball out. That's the tactics. Why is he not changing? That's the coaching. And no one's gonna go and call that out. No one's gonna question the coaching. It's just FSG and signings.
But this is why I say it goes back.
But hold on. We get the signings and then what? And then it doesn't work out. What happens then? We get the signings and these players still can't go and do what they're doing. Then what?
There's nowhere to hide in it. You can't. If we get signings and we still start moving like this, there's no.
But how long do you leave it then? Do you give him the whole season? Because you've given him the whole season now.
That's the thing. But for me with Klopp, sorry, just quickly. The thing with me and Klopp at the moment is just like you're not adapting. You're not adapting. What you're seeing and what's different things. Like you can't see the difference. That for me, that's very concerning. We don't have this equipped to the style that you want to play. Whether you want to watch the game, we're bottom 5-6 teams in the league for running the stats, high sprint, whatever. All the things you're known for, we're not good at the moment. You can see that. It's there on the stats. You can see it on the pitch every week. So why are you not adapting to this? Why are you not even, like Jerry's saying, why are you not trying to do anything different? Are you just hoping that eventually we're going to start playing well again?
But then, the problem even with that is I can hear that for the beginning of the season. I can let that one run. You just think it's going to click. I can give you that one. We're in January, bro. We are sitting 9th in the Premier League. How can you tell? And I'm not saying you, by the way. I know that's an argument that people obviously are bringing. How can then you people are still turning around and saying, yeah, but if Klopp had I don't I'm sorry, and I'm really trying my hardest not to sound rude or condescending or anything like that. But you cannot be that thick in thinking that this brother is just going to get money and all of a sudden it just changes. Like I honestly do not understand how you even see that. Like, I don't really get it because first of all, he's never had money. That's what we complain about. But that's always Liverpool fans keep saying is he's never had money, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he spent world record fee on a centre-back, but he's never had money. Okay, no problem. So if he's never had money, why do we think if he gets money, he'll be able to do something? Like, I really don't get how...
That's my point. There's no evidence to suggest it.
What's mad is because I even went and said it on the terrace before I got cut off because of my mad internet, yeah? People think being a cashbook manager is easy.
Oh, it's hard.
The argument is
it's fucking hard.
Because guess what? There's nowhere to run. You splash the money on that player, you got to deliver right now. If you can't deliver, you're off. Look at Chelsea. Look how many managers they've had.
Right.
Look at PSG. Look at how many managers they've had.
Look at United.
How many managers have they had? All these clubs have one thing in common. They're ruthless and they spend and they spend and they spend and they spend. There's no guarantee that any look. What happened to people like Moyes and that when they came into a club? We're our club that didn't spend. Went to a team that spent. Because guess what? They spent when under Moyes. That first season they spent.
9 months.
Yeah.
Man was gone. Man was gone. They wanted him out. I'm sorry to say again, it's Moyes. All that talk. All that talk. What happened to Tuchel, people? You win the Champions League. What happens next season?
Man was bounced out, you know.
What happened to Lampard? What happened to their legend? You spend money on players that are low level caliber in comparison to what Chelsea had. Hazard left, all these players left. What happened? You were gone. You got to before great. You're gone.
It's mad.
Mike, something's wrong with your mic, you know.
Yeah, you sound a little bit distorted.
It's just
like we're capturing bits of it.
Yeah.
I'll jump out and jump anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But this is my point. You go and get an ownership. We're talking about this ownership. We get an ownership where now the emphasis is now, look, you've got to come on and you've got to spend now, and you can spend. Cool. But then guess what? That we're less lenient. The argument that people are putting now for Klopp, and I hear it, is the fact that we ain't spent. We ain't spent. So because Klopp's worked miracles, we should give him a chance. If he spends, then what?
The thing is, what we're not understanding about this whole if Klopp spends, and big up Baz, by the way, and guys, as he said, man, we've got over 80 people in the chat. We've only got over 50 likes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, smash the lights, people. Like, we're out doing graveyard shifts. Like, do you know what I mean? We're talking. This is our channel. Like, it's everyone in the building. You got Ravi, Mo, Birth of MC, Stephen, Romz. Do you know what I mean? You got Baz in the building. You got Trudon. Everyone in the building. Everyone make sure we're smashing a like. Everyone make sure we're smashing a like.
Right,
because I'm not going to lie to you. I think more and more people need to go and see this. Big up Mo, yeah? Do you know why I say Mo? Do you know why I say Mo Fawaz? It's because he was someone that was anti what we're saying. Anti what we're saying. And he said himself, and I'm going to try find it, yeah? I'm going to find it here. If I can find it. There. Big up Mo, saying, I was worried after the Brighton for the first time, I have to admit. And big up to your damn self, because to go and admit that when you're so-called, like, do you know what I mean? I don't want to say Klopp inner, because it's not even about that. But you're so-called, do you know what I mean? You were anti what we were saying, or you had a contrasting opinion. To go and say that, big up to yourself, because that's what we're talking about. More and more people need to go and see what we're saying. None of us are saying Klopp is shit. None of us are saying if Klopp don't leave Liverpool, there's not going to be managers at the door. Of course there are. Of course there are going to be teams at the door.
Of course. Come on, man.
Of course there are. But everything's got their time. I could have a 10 out of 10 misses if for whatever reason we break up. She might be a great person. You ain't worked out. There's going to be a next brother that's going to be lining up to go and be there for her.
No, it's true. And I think that's obviously like what Jerry's saying there. Like, that's like the key thing here is that we say that Klopp is so sentimental, but this Liverpool fan base is so fucking sentimental. Like, it is so boring, bruv. Like, I understand where people are coming from with certain things like, you know, we don't necessarily, and who does? You don't want to be a team that's constantly going through managers, but this ain't the Fergie era. Like, we're not getting, unless you can find someone who's really, really good, who's like really, really young, and that you can keep for years and years and years. That kind of thing doesn't really happen. That's not how football is nowadays. There's way too many teams who are involved in what we're doing. Let's all be real with each other. At the end of the day, when we were fighting for titles in the last like 3 years, it was just us and City. There was no Arsenal, there was no Newcastle, there was no Man United. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That these teams weren't about. These teams were out here twiddling their thumbs watching us. You know what I mean? Eating their popcorn. Now, it's not like that. Now you've got us, you've got City, you've got Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester United, Tottenham, if they can just pattern up. Like, Chelsea are spending money, whether you think it's good or bad, at least they are doing something. Like, these teams, there's so many teams now that we can't act as if like the way that we've been doing things is a great thing, because the reality is you're only competing with one team. It's not like you're just competing with the other 19. You're just competing with one team. Now the pressure has cranked up a little bit, where you've had to now start competing with a lot more teams. We're showing that as a club as a whole, not just Klopp. I don't want people to get excited, not just Klopp, but as a club as a whole, we cannot compete clearly. And we're seeing it with the performances. Like, the performances are starting to get, like, I'm now getting to a point where, I'm looking at everything and I'm saying, like, someone needs to step in here, because it's getting to the point where each game is just getting worse. Since the World Cup anyway, just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Heck, we beat Leicester City, and that was probably on par with one of the worst games I've seen from us this season, and we won 2-1.
This is what I'm saying. Them two results, if you look in hindsight, I know people are going to jump onto me saying, what do you mean they were bad for us? Look, it helped strengthen our chase for top 4. But that Villa and Leicester result coming back for the World Cup could have just been the worst thing for us, because you got the same fans coming out saying, it's fine now. We've just won 2 on the bounce. When in theory, let's be honest, Leicester should have drawn, probably even won that game. If you watch that 90 minutes with your eyes, they were missing sitters.
We didn't score. We didn't even score in the game. Like, we did not put the ball in the net.
And even the Villa game, up until Barisic scored, because when we got that was an important goal. Once we got that 2-goal cushion, we could kind of relax a bit. Villa were onto us. If we're being honest, they should have salvaged a draw. So them wins aren't really even credible wins. Yes, they help us in our bid for top 4, but if you watch with your eyes, you knew that wasn't sustainable. What then happens? The next 2 results, two losses on the bounce. That's what I mean. I don't even know.
And the thing is, people acting like we're sorry, Joe, I need to say something, but just quickly, people acting like we're being, reactionary, stuff like that. As I said, just check the tapes first and foremost. You'll see we've been saying the same thing, give or take, but it's just getting to the point now where it's like, as Jerry mentioned before, and as Ish has mentioned, and as Romz has mentioned many a time, like, if we can all sit here and see some of the issues. Let me not even act like we can see all of it, because we can't, because we're not there. We're not there with them, training and all that kind of stuff. But if we can see some of the issues, and you as a management, as a staff, as a club cannot see it, what else do you want me to say, bro? Like, what else is it you want to kind of get done? Your manager is constantly doing the same thing. I'm sorry, but you are a clown. You have to be, or you're clinically insane, a bit like the Joker, where we have to start looking at it.
Let's go with the agenda, yeah. Before I get into Birth of an MC's quotes, big up, because you're actually dropping facts as well, yeah. If we're going with the narrative that, like, Klopp wants signings, but he keeps, just towing that party line and stuff, and we can only do sell to buy and we can't spend and all of this. We went and signed Gakpo.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is where I just left it.
You went into a season and told us that Carvalho was going to be a part of the first team, and be one of the main and be one of the main players. Where is he now? Where is he? Not even getting a sniff. This was supposed to be our replacement, This is supposed to be a mainstay in the team.
And one of the things, just before we get in, one of the things that I find the funniest is that one of Klopp's strengths was being able to motivate. Like, that's something that throughout his time here, you could say, yeah, that's like one of his big things. He's able to motivate players, and he's turned some ordinary looking players into he's been able to get ordinary players performing at a very, very high level of consistency for like a period of like 2 years, I would say. He cannot motivate me to walk to the toilet if I was bursting to go at this current moment in time. Like, this guy can't motivate anything at the moment, and that's one of your biggest strengths. That's one of the things that we look to you and we say, like, yo, like, like, galvanize these guys, like, get these guys like playing, because that that's what you're good at. Like, that's what that's your thing. Like, tactics ain't your thing.
Tell you what I thought you said.
Bro, you heard what I said. I said what I said. I said what I said.
I just had to person. You can even motivate me to go to the toilet if I need it.
But listen, I said what I said. But it's like, bro, like, you can't do that, and that is your strength. Like, tactically, we know you're not that guy. You have one system, you've been banging it out since your Dortmund days. Cool. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. But motivation is one of your things, and you can't motivate the players. So again, I ask people, I don't get, what is it you're trying to see? Like, what is it you're trying to get from this guy? Like, do you genuinely just believe it is just a case of, if you do, and I'm not bashing anyone who thinks like this, by the way.
No, go on, G. Finish, yeah, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, if you do believe, yeah, as soon as Klopp gets money, everything will change. We'll just get back to being the best team in the world. Once these Qatari owners come in, then we're just going to be back to number one, blah, blah, blah. If that's what you believe, then
there's no evidence, though, bro. There's no evidence.
No, but Ish, at the same time, 100% agree with you. But if that's what you believe, then cool, that's just what you believe.
I just got one question, though. Like, would you not apply that same logic to anything else in life? Like, if I don't see evidence of it, if I say to you, G, I got this nice thing, like, I keep talking about this thing all the time, but you don't see it. Eventually, you're gonna be like, Ish, like, what's going on, bro? Are you trying to shit? What's going on?
What's going on? You keep telling me, like, I'm like, yeah, where's your ting, bro? Where's your ting? And she's like, or like, yeah, I remember at uni, yeah, I had a brother on, big up. There's one of the Mandem will know, so the Mandem are gonna be creasing when they watch this, yeah. But I'm not gonna say any names. But you ask the brother, you're like, oh yeah, so obviously we're young and you're like, rah, so what you be at uni, yeah? You got your ting at uni yet, yeah? And he's like, yeah, like I done my thing, but it was summer still. I done it in summer. Well, like, hold on, we're in term time in summer, but you're allowed the first summer. Second season comes around, and I keep saying, yeah, so you're getting things, yeah, because we're going out and you're not trying to talk to any girl or anything when you're young and stuff. Nah, the thing is, I got the thing somewhere, I got in the back. By the third year, and you keep telling me the same story, I ain't believing what you're saying. Imaginary,
isn't it?
And
that links into what I'm saying, because big up Sean Dock, yeah? Sean Dock saying, you're not reading between the lines, it's not black and white. Get out of it. I'm not trying to hear. What am I? What? I have to go and read in between the lines of between what my manager's saying. I've got to now decode what he's saying to get it. You're telling me
wow, this is like some coaching. Like, what's going on? Bro, if you're saying something, you mean it, no?
I swear to you, for some people, this whole thing is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Anything that Klopp's saying, it's this pick. I swear to you, I'm going to make that edit. It's going to be Klopp with his mouth covered like this, like get me out. It's going to be a get me out thing where we're having to decode it like it's some Da Vinci Code stuff. What the fuck are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? The brother's telling you. He said it's my, hold on, where is it? He said it's my philosophy. Where's the damn thing? Here. It was never like this. We could just spend money. We never did. We can't just spend, and we never could. It's a big part of my philosophy. How many times do we have to say it? He then comes out today and talks about how he doesn't want to be ruthless, kicking people out the club. I swear to you, we should actually play it. About when he comes and say we're ruthless. I don't want to kick players out the club. Players, we shouldn't. That's not how football should be. What are we talking about?
But we've never sold a player in their prime.
You're a high level athlete at high level. You're at high level. Hold on, you think anyone at a high level job could go and have a poor job like that and their job not be threatened? Not be put into question because what you done before? That's before.
The thing is, it's again, we've just gotten to the point now where it's now just become now what I'm seeing clearly is obviously the divide between fans of like whether you want Klopp to stay or go, whether it's not even about FSG. I feel like they've been kind of put to the background kind of thing these days because it is more about Klopp. But for me, that's rightly so, because the reality of the situation is that it's the football on the pitch. At the end of the day, if the ownership is doing whatever it is they are doing, no problem. Cool. We don't agree with it. With this, that's fine. I've got no beef with that. And I think 98% of the fan base would probably, agree with that anyway. But the problem is you're watching a guy just continuously week in, week out, and it's just failing, and it's just failing, and it's just failing. And it's like you saw it all coming from like last season and whatever. But it's like you were so clouded by what we did last season in this fake quadruple that we tried to go for that it just did get to the point where you're like, maybe he's Klopp's good in one-off games, so maybe he can do it in this game. Maybe we could just win that Champions League. Maybe we can something will happen like the Liverpool miracle where last game of the season, Villa will just win. Like these things just don't really happen in reality. But no problem. You finished second last season. We move on to this season. You've got the same group of players and you haven't been able to motivate them. And you can see that their level of motivation has gone down. But then that also tells me that the manager cannot motivate these players anymore, which is fine. Like, we're acting like this is a big deal. Like, if Klopp is the best that we are ever going to get, fuck all of that. Like, I ain't trying to see that.
Hold on. But the whole idea of having hope, how we have hope in your heart and you'll never walk alone, scrap that line at the thing, because it means there's no hope. There's no hope left for Liverpool. Klopp goes and that's it. We're in turmoil.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're back in the dumps. Because I'm telling you now, FSG aren't under any pressure to go and sell. If they're selling for their own reasons, because they know, Liverpool might be on the decline, and this is probably the most we can go and cash out.
Most we can get, exactly.
About Liverpool or care about, look, you fans, you guys deserve the best, and we can't provide it. So they're not. It's not Moses in the basket. They ain't putting Moses in the basket. And be like, here you go, bro. They ain't doing that. Nah, bruv, they're doing it for themselves. We know that. So if they're doing it for themselves, you got to think about it. Cool. Like. It's not really what you're saying.
Not looking good, bro.
Really what people are saying.
Looking good, bro.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. But look, big up. Make sure everyone's smashing a like. We need to get into the stats, innit? We need to delve into this game properly.
Yeah. Please.
This game's been a rant, so we're gonna get into the first stats we got. Perfect. There's 4 of us, so we actually can see all of our faces when we're looking at the stats. Obviously, on the left, we got Brighton's stats, and on the right, there's a Liverpool's. I mean, I don't know where to start. Let's look at the shots on target. They had 10 more shots. They had 10 more shots than us. They had 9 on target to our 2. We had
I can't remember our shots on target.
3 big chances.
Same.
The passes, we know we got popped off the park. Like, guys, in the first half, they had 69% possession. So we can't even get on the ball anymore. Thiago can't do what he's in the team for. He can't even do that anymore. He can't do the basics. They had 112 attacking third passes, a total of 18 take-ons. They had 9 more take-ons, 16 crosses. We're cross FC.
Hold on. I mean, I know I watched the extended highlights. We had 4 crosses the whole game.
No, G. It was the worst game I've seen. It's the worst.
Worst
we
game.
weren't getting the ball. We weren't getting the ball.
When we face Tranmere Rovers or like Shropshire United or whatever in pre-season, and they come to Anfield, it was like that. It was like that.
It was the worst game on the.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. It was bad. It was worse than the Villa 7-2, because at least that one you can say Adrian just done a mad thing. But it was like 4 deflections. It was just mad. I've never seen us in this Klopp since, like, ignore the first 2 years because that was when we were on the come up in it. But in the 5 years, so say from 2018, from 17-18 to now, this point, I've never seen us get popped like that. Even the Napoli game, we had a period in the second half where we kind of showed a bit of life. This game, bro, at half time on the group chat, we were all like, "Fuck, boys, like, what? How have we got in at 0-0? It should be 3-0 at half time. It could have been 6-0. It could have been 6-0.
You're being kind by saying we're going to forget those 2 years. I'm telling you now, we had never been popped like that even in those 2 years.
True.
Even in those 2 years, they weren't as bad.
This is what I'm saying. It's the worst in the Klopp era.
With Origi starting, with Lallana in the 10, with the 10,
But this is
Emre Can, Lucas Leiva.
If I speak on Lallana in that performance, bro,
it was never that bad.
He balled out.
It was the worst. This is what I'm saying. It was the worst performance in the Klopp era. The worst. Honestly, the worst. Forget scorelines from start to finish. The actual performance.
At least we're tackling. At least we're tackling.
But the tackles were there. No, but shall I tell you what's happening? They were playing so many passes through the middle. It actually got to a point where it was so easy to make an interception. But guess what? We were so bad at I said it in the chat, yeah. They were misplacing so many passes in that first half. Like, they were under-hitting passes, over-hitting passes. But because our midfield couldn't even get to them, they'd like just about touch the ball. And that would be count as an interception, but they'll just get the ball anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we were defensively solid and making loads of tackles and interceptions. They had so much of the ball. Of course we were going to go and do that.
JJ, I was saying before you came on, what epitomized for me, we already know we're bad, but how bad we were. Remember that move they did from Sanchez, from the goalkeeper, and then Matoma was in. It was about 9 or 10 passes max, and they were in.
I saw that.
When Sanchez drew the pass through the middle into
and then they did a few 1-2s, and then
I thought he hit the pass. You know when you hit it, I was like, oh, okay, this Sanchez looking shaky. He played the pass through the middle of the park like it was
a little daisy cutter.
Daisy cutter thing. Just
is that the technique looked weird though? He done a daisy cutter. I don't know who was in the midfield. I think it was Lallana or Ferguson. One of them just took it down, just spread it out wide to Matoma. I was like, this is looking long. And Fabinho couldn't get near him. Thiago was running around looking. You know when he's looking clueless, he does this look and he's like,
he's like shit. It's when he realizes like I'm actually balling with Hendo and Fabinho today. It dawns on him. He's like, this is what I'm playing with. Like, and he's not even been that good. But bro, I said it at the start of the show before Jerry came in. The guy in the armband, I'm sorry, like everyone else is shit, but you, the captain, I'm sorry. Like it gets to a point where you've got to just be like, I'm not the guy to lead this charge, bro. I'm not the guy to lead this charge.
There was times he was unopposed and he would just hoof it. He would just do a Hail Mary. He's like, bro, you're not even getting Brighton, actually, they were so comfortable. There was points, majority of the game they were pressing us. There was actually a point where they weren't even pressing as much. They actually told us, you know what, you don't do your thing, hit us with our best shot. Then you just see a hoofball. That's what was the most embarrassing thing for me, bro. You're not getting pressed. Even just do a little 5-yard pass, even if it is sideways, do that. But you're hoofing it back into their hand. Like, yeah, I'm calling him man with the armband as well. Now, you don't get a number, you don't get a name from me.
I couldn't. I've seen a compilation of him. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Is me and G? I don't know. I don't want to speak for G, but we were talking about it, and we've just got a soft spot for Hendo. Like I always like. I don't know. I like his. I know, but I like the idea of his come up. The fact that he was on his way out like twice, and he's come back and he won, and I like that mentality from people. Like he's someone that if not even on a football basis, I'd want to be around someone like that. His mentality is up there.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
But that compilation I saw from him, for me, that was the nail in the coffin for me. Like I'm completely done. Like I'm.
Bro, but Jerry, you got. Go on.
No, go on.
No. Go on. Sorry.
I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. Go on, G. Like just few
bro, I was one of his biggest fans, you know, before like that 18, 19, 19, 20. When people were trying to show me like, nah, G, trust me, like he's not. I'm like, nah, man, what he's offering to the team, like, is in just forget his ability. His ability is super meaty. Like at the basic level, you need to be a Premier League footballer. That's
D,
fine.
you were having
But,
debates
like,
where you're fighting off like 5 man in it.
bro, I'm fighting off bare man saying, yeah, he's this, he's that. And then, like, as the years have just kept going on, it's like, right, when the team isn't doing so well and I need you to step up as a captain, you're showing me that you're actually just a shit baller. Like, now you are generally just shit. And as Ish said, the man with the arm.
Even before you go, Jerry, quickly.
Go on.
Even as recent as May, I don't think any of us on this panel, but you'll get certain Liverpool fans saying Hendo's done, our own fans, and I'm saying nah, maybe in the 8, but I'm still trying to back him in the 6. You saw his stellar performances at Old Trafford, the San Siro, but it's like I can't even say that anymore. Like you're actually just done. It comes to a point where you can't defend him no more. Because I was like you today as well. Like I've been defending Hendo, but yeah, that what I saw against Brighton, it was. Yeah, man.
For me,
we were speaking about them defining performances, like Joe Gomez in Naples. This was Hendo's one. Do you get like,
that's the nail in the coffin. That's the last nail in the coffin for this brother.
Yeah.
Like I can't see him as a starting player for us again.
Ish. I know you've spoken about it before, but there's a compilation. I swear to you, it was 8 or 9
Croatia
passes in this game,
bro.
8 or 9 where the ball comes to him. He does a first time pass over the top into Salah, but it just goes down the center. Or Colwill just does a Virgil, puts a hand out on Salah and goes, "This is my ball still," and touches it down and just from the air, just touches it down, doesn't head it away and just passes that out cleanly. Like it happened so many times, I couldn't believe what was going on. I couldn't believe it. But guess what? That goes back on Klopp. And do you know why I'm going to say that? I swear to you. Listen. We've all of us have played ball. Some of us have played high level ball. I know Romz and G have played high level ball. I don't know about Ish, yeah. If your manager, and Romz, I'm going to chuck this at you because you've probably played more recently than all of us, yeah? If your manager, if you went and kept playing those passes over the top into no man's land, yeah? Of course, the players around you, let's say, I know you're a right winger, yeah? Let's say you kept getting the ball and you just kept smacking it across the box, but no one's there. You've done it once, you've done it twice, you've done it 3 times, and you kept doing it. And the managers and the players are looking like, brother, like, what are you doing? Like, you're not waiting for anything.
And that's the exact response to hey, brother, what's
going on? Everyone's just ripping. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. All of us will be grilling on the pitch, right? Guess what the manager's going to do? Romz, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Get back. Like, he'd berate you for it. What's Klopp doing? He does it every game. So Klopp's telling him to do it because he's the most advanced out of one.
Jerry. This is the thing as well.
Just hook me off. You won't even bother shouting. You'd be like,
no, but man, this is the thing.
You see that meme? Get warm. You man, get warm.
Yeah, get warm, my guy. You know what I'm saying? 20 minutes in, get warm.
Half time. If he's told you, you'll be off at half time. But guess what? You won't be off if that's what he's told you to do. He'd be looking. He'd be looking at the forwards. He'd be looking at the forwards and the midfielders saying, "We ain't got no runners in the box. You're not getting in there, Romz.
JJ. Just before you go, Ish, you make a brilliant point because how many times we've done it as fans, not even just to our club, you might have been watching a neutral game. How many times have we been confused why a player's doing a certain thing? Like, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? Then after the game, he might have had a press conference or he might have had an interview saying, no, that was my instruction.
I told him to do that.
It all makes sense. Yeah, then it all makes sense. It happens so much. I've
seen Hendo do that to Trent. So I know that's what happens. I've seen Trent go and try to play Hollywood pass and Hendo's turn around and going, "Oi, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm here to get the ball." Why is he? If he's doing that every game, I've seen no player question him at all about that. That first time kind of reverse, like he stops his foot into the ground, that chip over the top into Salah.
I hate that ball with a passion because has it ever fucking come off? Has that pass ever come off?
Listen,
no. Big about it. Has that pass ever come off? What gives you the? I'm actually gonna get. What gives him the license to think you've got that juice in your locker, bro? No. But it's never the pass has never come off. I've never seen him play that pass successfully.
It's the management that give him the license because otherwise you don't keep doing it. He's the skipper.
Is he fucking dumb, bro? Is he actually insane?
I swear to you, with elite football, if the manager's telling you what to do, right, and he's telling you the game plan, and you're not doing the game plan, did he not hook off Cater at half time? Did he not hook off Virgil at half time?
But that's the favoritism kicking in, though,
at half time. You hook them off, but you're allowing Hendo to keep playing that ball. That's on the management. The manager's saying, keep doing that. Salah, you're not doing your job. That's what he's saying.
Ish, sorry to cut you, JD. Ish, you're spot on because in this 12, 30 years,
on my life, I've never seen that pass come off, bro. I've never seen him come off. I'll be real. He's done the outside of the boot one. He done it for against Man United last season and against Ajax. He's done the little. I'll give him his dues for that one. But the little reverse dinked back post part, bro. I've seen it go out for a throw-in, a goal kick.
I feel like standing up and showing you, man.
That's the baddest thing as well.
Standing up and showing you, man. He gets the ball like this, yeah, and this is what happens.
And the tech looks so weird.
And he does this. He can reverse his body and play it in the blind thing. Dead. I'm not gonna lie. I'm off the Hendo bandwagon now. It's done for me. That's
just quickly on that though. Just quickly on the Hendo thing, but I'll shut up on him. With me, yeah, his thing is the whole shouting, passion. Let's galvanize the lads. But if he can't make a 5-yard pass, you can't go into the dressing room and give the man chat. It's like Hugo Lloris yesterday. You threw the ball in the net, so you can't go in at half time and be like, "Man, them, come on, let's go, allez." Bro, it's your fault we're losing. It's your fault we're losing. Look at yourself first. Look at yourself first, bro. So Hendo can't even do the one thing he's good at because he's doing the basics wrong. He can't tell Thiago, more intensity, better passing. Thiago look at him and be like, bro, I'm chasing your loose passes. That's why I'm getting all these injuries. I'm chasing after your loose passes. Your 5-yard balls which are going out to next man. That's how I'm doing my calf injury out for 12 weeks. Like, but this guy cannot lead us out anymore. He's shit. He's the worst player on our team.
You actually kill me because, bro, in 12, 13 years, I've literally not seen it pulled off. I've not.
One thing I'm going to say, yeah, what I find so joke, and Henderson is definitely one of them. When I'm looking at, while you guys are talking, I'm looking at this stat here, the attacking third. I'm assuming that means attacking third passes.
Passes. That's a passes, yeah.
So we got 44 and they've got 112. And this is another thing that I keep talking about is that we keep going on about our midfield, which 100%, but we already know the vibes in midfield. I'm not even going to dive into it. This attack isn't doing what the attack needs to do to allow the midfield to do what they need to do, even if they can't do it regardless. Because the reality is, if the attack doesn't press like they're supposed to, obviously it's just going to leave the midfield in an even madder position where they're having to cover extra yards now to then cover that to cover what the attack isn't doing. So again, this is where we go back to like recruitment and stuff like that. You've gone out and signed players who that's not really their game. And if it's not their game, fair enough, they can learn it and etc. etc. We're in January now, and it doesn't seem like Nunes has learned that he needs to press. That's fine because his game is obviously going that way. But if he can't do it, and Gakpo doesn't look like a guy who's definitely going to press for shit, and we've had Diaz and we've had Diogo Jota in the team, and we've still been shit in terms of the midfield anyway. Klopp, again, brother, what you're trying to do is not working. I don't get it.
You know what's scary, and I don't even want to get on this brother, yeah, because he's a fellow Ghanaian, innit? He's a fellow Obroni Ghanaian, like the mixed race Ghanaian. Do you know what I mean? But listen,
Gakpo.
Yeah.
Gakpo, bro. Gakpo, you know, a fellow Obroni, innit? When you go to our Christ, what they're calling you. But I don't get that brother's got like he's another one that doesn't have this explosive pace. He's not at the profile of winger that we've had and been successful in.
I thought he was quick.
I'm looking now, and I swear to God, I don't know who said it, but someone said they think he's going to be a midfielder. They think he's actually going to be a number 8.
Gak Linton.
Yeah. No. Gak Linton. I swear to God. I see him being a midfielder. I can't see him being a midfielder.
JJ, because I remember the stream. It was you and
you think he'll be a midfielder?
You and G, and someone said it. Big up whoever said it, because I know they're in here. Someone said we're going to turn Gakpo into a midfielder. It may have even
how Genie started. It
might have even been Anfield Road end. If you're in here, it might have been Anfield Road end or Co-op. One of them said it. But the minute, because I remember I was a viewer that day, and the minute I saw it, I thought, you know what? Eddie Howe done if I just said Gak Linton, like that's his name. Did it with Joe Linton, bro. Tall profile was a number 9, changed to number 8. He's industrious. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I actually would not be surprised.
But guess what? Because I'm seeing here, and big up to Ed. Ed is saying, look, allow Gakpo. Man needs time. And he can definitely be Mane-esque. I don't agree with that last statement. I agree with the two. I'm not even trying to get onto him. It's not none of
I'm not getting onto him. Hell no.
I'm saying the type of player he is. I swear to you, he could go to like a City, even the way United play, right? And he look really good because of the way they move, the way they keep the ball. You saw it for Holland. Plays very, very well. Look at how PSV play. Liverpool play completely differently. We're asking him to do stuff that I'm seeing him. He's making more runs in behind than he ever did at what's it called at PSV.
He don't look comfortable either. He don't even look comfortable doing it.
It don't look natural. But when he's good is when he's getting the ball from deep and he's facing up his man, and he can go left and he can go right. He can go left and go right. I'm looking at that, and that's why I'm like, yeah, cool. Like that's what I'm looking at. When he's gonna have a pop shot, when he's facing his man, all this off the ball stuff. That's where Nunes thrives. So I'm not gonna lie to you. If someone now said to me in the system that we're playing, like I prefer Gakpo as a player. I think he's a better player. But in our system, Nunes fits it much better.
Guys, listen, I see people in the chat saying, nah, man, you guys are Let's not act like Klopp didn't turn a right winger into a central midfielder. He didn't turn a left winger into a central midfielder. He didn't turn another left winger / attacker into a midfielder. He hasn't turned Thiago into whatever the hell Thiago is right now. Let's not act like Klopp hasn't done some weird stuff since he's been here. So let's not act like this isn't a possibility for him to be a midfielder in the future and Klopp just turning him into that type of player.
We literally have so much proof of it. Let's guys, we're being just too naive. Like, just stop for a second before you type. Just think.
Before you carry on, G, when we get there, I want my own segment on number 11. That is what I'm going to say. I told you lot something in the summer, and I got called. No way, he's elite. He can't drop. We're gonna get to him because boy,
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Make sure we're smashing the like. Listen, go get some popcorn. Go get some stuff. Because this is going to be, I got a feeling this is going to be a legendary long one. I swear to you. Like, I don't, we haven't even got through the rest of the stats. Romz still got his thing to say. I know G's going to have he's going to have to back his man because number 11.
That's your guy, G. That's your guy. That's your guy.
You know what it is, JJ? I got work at like 7 a.m, bro. But when I'm with the brothers, just therapy, we could go on all night, bro. That pause. But you know what I mean? Like, I just love it. I love speaking about this.
Whoa.
True don't say Mo Sahara, you know. Jesus Christ, bro.
We're speaking about him. We're speaking about him. Because I got
let's get through the stats. We'll get on.
Let's see the next one. And the next one's obviously going to be shots, innit? And let's just run through them.
Wow.
Yeah. But guess what, people? What's the worst thing? Danny Welbeck came on in the 75th minute.
Bro, that looks so joke. Again, all I saw was
highlight as well.
And look at the one guy it is for our team as well.
No,
I don't even know what to say. What can I even say?
Chamberlain has been our most effective attacker in the last 3 games, and we've looked at the damn stats. Crazy.
Yeah, he's getting a new deal.
Oh, I guess.
He's definitely getting a new deal. I can see that new deal coming from my mind.
I'm going to say a ledge because I don't know if it's 100% true, so no one come for me. But apparently, hasn't Klopp indicated that Naby and Ox maybe they can.
Yeah, I think Naby's gonna go because I think they wanted Naby to take less money, and he was like, "Nah, fuck this." But I think Ox would take a pay cut to stay at Liverpool.
No,
he supports Liverpool, I swear.
He supports Liverpool. But let's be honest. What options is he getting? What options is he getting that's better than us right now?
It's not even that. You got to remember, as much as we all want, obviously, such and such players. Remember, we got to talk about it. Fix this homegrown quota thing.
We're getting Bellingham though. No, but we're getting Bellingham though. So because of the amount of players that we're letting go, we've really got 7 now as it is. That's why we can't even have a full Premier League squad list. I'm sure out of 25, I'm sure we've only got 24 because we can't even meet the full requirement of the actual thing. So when we let people like Nat Phillips and
Nat Phillips, all these, like when them two go, we're gonna be even less. So man like Chambo, they might have to just stay.
Keenan Dewsbury Hall, come, put in that bid.
I'll take it.
What we're doing,
Dewsbury Hall, come to Liverpool. Come to Liverpool.
Harvey Barnes, I'll take you too, bro. If we need for the quota, bring him.
He's tailor-made for us, by the way. That's not no joke.
No, but this is my point. But this is my point. Are you trying to tell me Liverpool? I know we're going back to it. Liverpool can't go and say, you know what? We're going to go and sign a player, like Dewsbury Hall. Even if he don't work out, we'll sell him back to Aston Villa or wherever, and we're going to make a profit on him.
Yeah.
We used to move like that. Solanke, come here. Nah, go. Brewster, come here. Come here, go. We literally used to do that.
Minamino. We done it last summer with Minamino. Come here, couple seasons, go on loan, 5th season. Now you're washed. Come.
Hey, he's what we thought. Matoma's what we thought Taki was gonna be. The way
You
he,
know,
the way
like
he's
that.
been
Why do we
moving,
always get the wrong
the
person?
way he's
I
been
don't
moving for
understand.
them, bro. Because
Like,
that's the
you man
tacky I
just
thought
look
we
at
was gonna
it,
get.
like, we always pick the wrong brother. Like, it's always the other guy, and I'm like, bro, like,
Haaland was even there as well at flipping at Salzburg, and we got
but it's like,
we're the Michelle of everything at the moment, man. We're always the second choice.
bro,
The thing is,
all the
and
time,
they
bro.
expect us not to pop off. Of course, I'm gonna pop off. I wanted Mbappe. I wanted Haaland. You're giving me Gakpos and that. I didn't want these players, bro.
And this is what people don't understand. They act like you have to, bro. I didn't want these man in the first place, but we got forced to have them in the team. And when they're here doing shit, now you want me to be like, oh my goodness, support the guys through. No, I didn't fucking want him in the first place, bro. I'm not gonna point out.
I said make some point. At least we got Konate instead of Ricardo. That's one.
Yeah, true. That's one that we did. That's one we did well. That's one that we did pattern nicely.
Boy, Upamecano's out here starting for France.
Actually, started to play
doing that World Cup run, boy.
Yeah, you know what's mad? I think start of the season had a stinky start, but bro, Upamecano's actually been playing well.
Bro, he's been playing like people.
He had a good World Cup as well.
He's got a bozo gene, but let's not act like Konate doesn't also have a bozo gene in himself too. I'm not saying that my man is like abundantly better or anything like that, but let's not also act like Upamecano has actually been playing decently well if you've been watching him. But again, it is what it is. Like the narrative will stay the narrative at the end of the day. So, you know what I mean, like we move. But I think when it does come to Liverpool, man, it's just like a whirlwind of so many different things, so many problems. And look, at the end of the day, things have been building for a long time. I think that we've gotten to a point where, like I said, 1,000,001 times, throughout this whole season, Klopp is the guy that you get to, like, he gets you to that level. He's done an amazing job, guys. Like, he has done an amazing job, and I'm not saying that he hasn't, but there does come a time limit and an expiry date to what you can do and how far you can take the team. At the end of the day, under FSG, because that's the only perimeters that we've been working under FSG, with everything that Klopp has had to contend with everything that he's had to do. And Romz actually made a point I'm going to get onto on Twitter earlier on. Under everything he's had to do, he's taken the team as far as he can go. Okay, so we don't know if anybody or any other manager, and this is the point that Romz made, we don't know if any other manager could have worked under these perimeters because we've only had Klopp. So let's not act like there is no manager in world.
Someone tried to have a rebuttal. Someone tried to rebuttal me saying we have had managers under FSG in Rodgers and Hodgson's or whatnot, but and Dalglish for
even look at those two names though. Even look at those two names.
Exactly.
It's not like we had
brother. None of them spent
Rodgers and Hodgson.
Exactly. One, they're not elite, and two, it's different times that we've not had a manager with these set of players, with these current crop of players. So you can't, when Liverpool fans have this casual take, Klopp's the only guy that can change it around for us. How do you know that? Like we've not had.
Brother, man was using up like exactly what Romz. Bro, we had fucking Brendan Rodgers and Kenny Dalglish. We had a Kenny Dalglish who shouldn't have even been anywhere near the football club.
Do you know what I mean?
And then we got Brendan Rodgers, the guy that everyone laughed at behind his back. Like, is that the comparison that we're using between them and Jurgen Klopp? Like I said, different, as Romz said, with different times, different eras. But now we're here.
It made me sick because they're like, you're acting like we've never had other managers under FSG. I was like, come on, apply context. Like, not under these crop of players. Imagine another manager having these crop of players.
None of them spent 75 million on the centre back. That's all I'm saying. None of them. None of them was able to spend 60 odd million on a goalkeeper. Exactly. Like, none of them was able to spend 65 million pounds on a Reebok Haaland. Like, none of them was able to do like half of these things. So let's
Reebok in ages.
Yeah, I know.
Look, even if people want to be smart and say we've had other managers under FSG, Klopp has. If Klopp was to walk, or we know it gets happened, let's say he was to walk, he has still left the foundation. He still left the foundation. He still left a core of players that we can see maybe another manager to get more of a tune out of or add to. It's what I'm saying. So I hate when people say no one else can change. You don't know that yet. We've not tried it since Klopp. So You can't say what you don't know. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, yeah, you'd think Klopp was bloody Ferguson. Jesus Christ, you'd think this guy's got 13 Premier League titles and 2, 3 Champions Leagues, and doesn't like that. That's not the case. Like he hasn't won that much in comparison to his peers.
No,
so at the end of the day,
sorry, go on, carry on. Sorry.
no, I was literally just gonna say, at the end of the day, like there can be a life after him. Maybe we get a manager, like maybe we stop and think, guys. We keep coming second by 1 point. Maybe a different manager can get you that extra point. I don't know. Like I have no idea. I have zero idea. But
you know,
maybe
you know the saying I hate. You know, there's 2 sayings I hate. Yeah, in regard to this Klopp debate. Be careful what you wish for. You don't know what you have till it's gone. Bro, why are we so scared of change? Cool, even if we do get another manager and we're maybe worse off, at least we still tried. Because obviously, currently, what we're doing is not working. That I don't understand. This is what made me realize this last 2-3 months. We are actually, not all of us, but the majority of this club is scared of change. It's as simple as that. Because no risk, no reward. Yes, it could get worse because they're going to start using it as
Of course it can.
They're going to use it as
but Romz, that's with everything though. We could get new owners. You could get new owners like the Qatar owners, right? And they could go and destroy everything that you love about Liverpool. They could say, you know what? Scrap Anfield. We're calling it Qatar Stadium, bro. We're calling it the Qatar Arena, Qatar Anfield.
Sam called it oil field. I was dead.
No, but that's what. Imagine that oil field. They could do something mad like that, and then what? Like you don't know what these owners are going to go and bring. Like, do you know what I mean? So I hear the argument, devil, you know, but then you're trying to tell us about getting FSG out. So why aren't you applying the same logic?
You know, like that. It's like it can't work both ways.
You know the whole argument about we win together, lose together, right? It seems like Klopp wins by himself, and FSG lose by themselves.
Facts.
That's what I don't get. Let's look at the next stat. Apologies, my Wi-Fi is bugging out. So people, if I'm hopping in and out, it's because the 4G is acting up. So big up as well. These were the attacking third passes.
Oh my fucking days, bro.
Wow.
Estupinian, 15 out of 22.
I swear he's a left back.
20.
Yeah, he is.
Solly March. What a technician, Romz, man. Solly March, probably your favorite player at the moment.
You know what's crazy?
The second goal. Oh my god, the finish.
Bro, that was some techers though. Seriously.
The way he dug out.
March is techie.
Do you know what's mad? JJ, you know, after this game, even certain Liverpool fans, and Tom, if you're watching this Saturday, I saw what you said on the terrace. Big up Tom Little every time. He was like, we're letting Solly March, a player that's got 6 goals and that 150 plus games. But let's have it right here. If you've watched March, if you're going to do the whole stats thing, yes, he's not been good, but he's always been a technician. You can't tell me you've watched March the last 3, 4, 5 years for Brighton and said he's a dead baller. You can't say that because he is a technician. Yes, the stats don't maybe back it up, but he's been a technician. And it's a jar that had to happen against us, but I'm happy, JJ, that he's getting the fruits of his labor now because I've always rated this guy. I know you have as well, JJ. We were even saying this. We were even rating him when we were good last season, but yeah, cool. Even if you want to do the stats thing, shit, we gift him the stats now. Look, he plays against us and gets 2 goals. It's crazy. It's crazy. And one of the finishes, let's just give him a round of applause because the
second one, the way he dug it with his left
finish was cold.
Against Alisson. Against Ali as well.
That's the reverse Hendo's trying to play, but in a pass version.
Hey, please, don't mention the man in the same sentence.
You know what? What makes that goal?
It was a good goal, man. I liked it.
What makes that goal sweet for him? Ali, for me, and I think you three will agree, he is the best keeper in the world for me. He's been our one constant. We love Ali, and Ali's been amazing this year. But to even try that shot from that distance and that angle against the best keeper in the world, yeah, man. What a finish! What a finish!
At the end of the day, man, I'm just looking at those stats there, and I'm just like, did we even have attacking players on the pitch, or was there like no one there? Like, I don't really get it. Like,
you know what's crazy? Do you know what's crazy? They've done a Liverpool on us.
Yeah.
Solly March played more advanced, and McAllister, who made just loads of passes, didn't even run about though. This is what's interesting to me. Estupinian at left back and Pascal Gross a centre mid playing at right back, destroying us from wide positions. So now even our tactic of getting our fullbacks involved, our most creative players, isn't working. We go look at.
This is what I said. This is what I was saying before, though. Like the things that we were famous for before, that were like really niche and like hipster. the fullbacks bombing on, the eights kind of like not playing that too advanced. They're just there to break things up and facilitate. There's about 6 or 7 other teams that do that now, and they've
Yeah,
got better,
100%.
stronger, younger players. So it's just like what Klopp, your one good thing is now being done by 6, 7 other teams better.
And it's been perfected. Other
Well,
teams are now
I even said it
perfecting
yesterday on the chat. Like, look at Arteta now with Arsenal top of the league. They've taken the best bits from us and taken the best bits of City and put it together. So it's just like
And this
you need to revolutionize your thing a little bit. You can't be doing the same thing for 7 years and then other managers like bypassing you and you're just like, yeah, cool. I don't know why things aren't going well. I don't know why this, but we don't need new players though. It's not the players. It's not the players. So who is
even
it?
just quickly,
Who is it then?
I see your comment about, be careful what you wish for and stuff like that with managers and et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, all those teams that you just mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned Chelsea in there, but Arsenal flopped when they got rid of Wenger. Arsenal doing absolutely fine now. Getting rid of Chelsea. We flopped to get rid of Tuchel. United flopped getting rid of Jose. I don't know about that because I'm looking at Manchester United now, and at the end of the day, you'll find your manager. It's just about right manager, right whatever. At the end of the day, we're all going to go through periods like no one's going to go through, other than Man City, because they seem to be the only team I know who can just keep changing managers and keep winning. You're never going to go through a period where it's like great manager, and then the next guy who comes in after Klopp, no matter who it is, I want Luis Enrique. If he came in, there's going to be pressure. He's following Klopp. With everything that Klopp's that's built, bro, he's following Klopp. So it doesn't even matter about how good I think he is. He's following Flick, Tuchel, whoever was to come in, they're going to be under immense pressure. So they might even fail anyway, just due to that. But guess what? You'll find your manager. It took Liverpool 30 years to find their manager. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to sit here and cry if it takes a couple more. But why we're going so hard tonight? Why tonight just seems like it's reached like I know I'm not even trying to see Stevie G at this football club. Like if the reason why people say we're getting so angry about Jurgen Klopp is because we don't seem to understand. I don't want to speak for everyone, but we're not getting why some of you are just looking at this from a point of, Klopp's just got to be given time, man. It's just got to be given time. He's got to be given money, and trust me, everything will change. When the reality is, I don't care about all of the future that we don't know. That's all psychic. None of us are psychic. We have no idea. We can only speak about what's going on today. And today, it doesn't look good. And if you look at Klopp's future, why would it even look good? The guy's tactics are stale. He's going to keep the same tactics, just going to get new players. Like, is that supposed to fill me with mad confidence? I thought he was going to reinvent himself. I was excited about Klopp before because I used to think maybe he's going to try something. He's not. He's shown us that he's not, and he doesn't want to. I don't understand why we're still banging on about Klopp and give him time and this, that, and the other. I'm not talking about sacking Klopp today, but if we look around the world, it's probably right now that you're going to get the best managers available all at the same time. So I don't know. It's up to you to the way you want to see that one still.
Yeah, man. We move on to like chances created, people, and we're seeing obviously man of the match, Solly March with 4. Trent again, which obviously, look, big up to Trent because I know defensively he's been shot. He had another, not a disaster class, but Mitoma gave him a hard time. But going forward again, he's our most creative force. Salah's not helping. Gakpo doesn't help.
That pass he played for Ox was mad.
Yeah. Like he is trying, so big up to him. But we're seeing again Pascal Gross, Levi Colwill, Ferguson. These stats they remind me of Liverpool's stats with Virgil creating 2 chances with a long pass from deep. Pascal Gross right back.
Cole was a baller. Baller.
Levi Colwill, wow.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks comfortable on the ball.
The equalizer. I know you made a caption. I know you wrote a caption for Levi Colwill. Make sure we're checking that out, people.
The left foot was moving me, bruv. He was moving me.
He was composed, never looked under pressure. It was just
Liverpool looking for a left-sided centre back, maybe.
He's Chelsea, don't I don't think I can't see Chelsea letting him go.
No, of course not.
He's on loan. Did they sell him?
He's on loan.
No, he's on loan. They're even talking about bringing him back. I think they're even talking about bringing him back early because he was at the game. Who they play yesterday? Palace. He was at the Palace game yesterday with Madrid. But he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
Bro, if he empties his pockets, number 11 might just fall out of them, bro. Honestly. Honestly, bro.
Hey, speak on it, bro. Speak on it.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Bro,
big up to Aman saying you guys are clueless, man. Big up, man. Big up.
That's fine.
Let me know.
Show us your workings out, though.
You know like that. Let me see your workings out.
What are we clueless about? What are we clueless about?
Guys, even if I'm clueless, which is fair, just let me know how you're not clueless. Because I want to be part of that club. I want to be part of that club Aman plays. Because right now, it suggests to me you might be playing FIFA. It might be FIFA. I don't know. But yeah.
Football manager's not real, guys.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But chances created, we saw that one. And then obviously, we look at the next and interceptions. And we're seeing again, obviously, Thiago, again, not doing the role better than doing the defensive role better than all the other midfielders, when that's not the role we thought Thiago was coming in for. Being taught to run, making the most interceptions, Robertson intercepting 2 and Matip intercepting 2. While looking at Purvis, Estupinian and Pascal Gross, again, fullbacks intercepting high. Those balls into Gakpo and Salah intercepted quickly. They caught us. And that's something that reminds me of how high Trent used to go and Robertson when we used to win the ball high. Now it's other teams doing it to us. It's funny that it's not even the midfield. It's not even that the midfield battle was won. They just outclassed us. In other games, we were losing the midfield battle. So we'd see a lot of the midfielders with a lot of that kind of interceptions, clearances, blocks. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing it's the fullbacks in it, which is scary. It's scary to think that, especially
it's
that
just so mad that
now to win us games. Do you know what I mean? He's a 300, 400k man. Where are you?
The problem is before you go, Ish. The problem is like we got Thiago doing up some defensive, like that's so dead. Like that is so dead. Like why is he even doing that when the reality is we need him on the ball a bit further up the field, or even if he's not going to be further up the field and he's going to be defensive midfielder or whatever, or playing in the 6, whatever you want to call it.
He's still the creator. So
yeah,
he's the creator.
I'm not looking at that and get like people are getting excited. Like that's nothing to be excited about. If your most creative midfielder is the one making the most tackles, that just speaks more volumes.
What the fuck are the other 2 guys doing? What the fuck are the other 2 guys doing?
Like,
what are you doing? Because if you're not creating, you're not intercepting as a midfielder. What are you doing then? What are you doing? How are we not seeing on number 6?
None of these guys are scoring or assisting. So I'm like, what the fuck are you actually doing in the midfield? Like, you're not even stat padding like Salah. You're actually just doing nothing. Like nothing. Crazy.
Sean Doc, I know you're here. I'm getting like a bit frustrated now. You're saying again the Liverpool Klopp manager you're shitting on. Yes.
Is he not immune from criticism?
No, but it's not even that, Romz. He's not doing it now. That was before. No one's criticizing what we had done before. It's now. That was the Klopp of before. How could am I speaking gibberish? I'm getting annoyed now because it's like, how else do you want me to explain it? Right now, Liverpool, Klopp he can't get his message across. It's more than just signings. It's not signings. It's not a signing. It's not 2, 3 signings. It's the system. It's the tactics. It's the motivation. His message being reciprocated by the players. If you're telling me it is, where's the reassurances of that? Because the performances aren't suggesting that. So has he lost the dressing room? If he hasn't lost the dressing room and his message being reciprocated, then all the players that you're talking about, all these world-class players, are shit. And if that's the case, then what are we saying? Get rid of all these players then. We don't want to get rid of that. Get rid of Salah. He's overrated. I'm confused.
And then the likelihood of a team getting rid of players in bulk over a manager, I don't think I've ever seen it. So, it is what it is with that one.
Yeah, big up Jamrock saying, apparently, how dare you criticize the God Klopp?
Yeah, I know.
Ram saying, I expect Thiago to get interceptions at top 5 in the team. His intelligence off the ball is off the charts. People forget this a lot.
Not when you have Fabinho and Hendo who are playing in positions which are further advanced than he is, because they would be the most likely to get those interceptions, as opposed to Thiago being one of the deepest midfielders that we actually have, where he's almost touching with the centre backs. I don't expect him to be in a position where you're collecting the most interceptions when there's actually 2 people ahead of you in the midfield who should be stopping that before it actually gets to you. That's the point. Is
we're meant to be a high pressing team as well. So I should be in theory, it should be our players.
I'm trying to say,
like JJ said with the Brighton fullbacks with Who was they playing? Who was they playing fullback?
Gross,
Estepinian and
Gross and
Gross and
Gross,
Estepinian.
yeah.
That's why they're getting interceptions because they were playing high up. So it should in theory not be our deeper players getting the most interceptions. So it's like Henderson, you're meant to be the one who's like not leading the press but playing further forward to try and win the ball back. You're not doing that. Fabinho, you're meant to be the one who's getting in, breaking up lines of midfield, intercepting. You're not doing that either. So does that mean Thiago's doing the job of 3 men in there, or like? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That one doesn't make sense to me. How are you getting 5 interceptions, but you're also getting it from deep, trying to do the deep line playmaker? So what are the other? Where are the other 2 guys?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. This club is just—it's a complete mess. It's a complete mess. I got something as well just to put on. I know it's just going kind of off topic. We spoke about obviously the game. Big up to Ish for sending this in, but it's talking about Linders now, and obviously saying, look, it's also been said that the publications of Pep Linders' book surprised some at the club and wasn't universally popular. Similarly, there was said to be a surprise in the wider game about the signing of Arthur Melo, since no one else was touching him. Recruitment figures at other clubs said it raised questions about Julian Ward. This is from The Independent.
Oh, Mr. Julian Ward, you're not as perfect as we thought you were. Bloody hell. That's going to rile up some Liverpool fans, boy. That is crazy. Can you imagine? The Julian Ward, the guy who's supposed to follow after Michael Edwards, is the same guy that said, nah, man, trust me, like, we get this guy on loan. You know what I mean? We even added the part in the deal where we would sign him for this amount of money if he was to bank. Can you imagine? Oh, Julian.
I don't know.
They saw us coming, bro. They saw us coming.
To criticize the book, it was wrong, isn't it? Like it was wrong.
Thank
to
you.
Criticize it didn't come at the right. It didn't not come at the right time. It was the perfect time to release a book, to do. Do you know what I mean, media meetings and meet and greets and book signings and talk about transfers, training our transfers and release everything, all Liverpool's. Do you know what I mean? Ingredients to the recipe. Do you know what I mean? The book is open. All our gems, Jones better than Pedri, all of that type of stuff.
Naby lad, do that
It is, bro. Like I say, man, and it's funny because
you never play, like, bro.
like people were the way people was getting onto man when we used to talk about like the book and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I can tell you haven't read the book, because if you had read the book, you'd understand the point that I was coming across. And now all of a sudden, this book is a problem. I'm like, no. You stay there with your small pigeon chest. The book ain't no issue for no one anymore. Like, that book has been out for God knows how long, and all of a sudden now it's becoming an issue. Like, I don't really get that. Like, I don't understand. Like, that book was absolutely fine before. No one mentioned the book before. The book was immaculate. People love the fact that we were able to tell the story of some wet dream that we had last season of not winning a quadruple. But now that we're in this position, it's like, oh my goodness. Like, maybe that book, maybe Pep Linders, people are starting to question, but I don't get it, because that question was always being asked. It's always been like that. And this is why I say, Liverpool fans, man, you just, at times, like, I love you guys. Like, it's one of them, it's a love, it's always going to be a love-hate thing, because the reality is, I love how the fans are, but at the same time, I hate it, because are you that thick in thinking, like, so now, because Liverpool are doing this badly, now it's an issue? I'm just like, come on, man. Like, where was it before? Before it wasn't an issue. This book's been out for a minute, man. Sorry, training is our transfer. Like, when we were saying all of these things, no one, it wasn't a problem, bro.
You see, the content's there. So do it again, Naby lad. First pass forward. That's Henderson. You see what I was telling you, Ish? You see what I was telling you about that pass? The first pass has got to be forward. LFC
yeah, but you can fucking hit your man, though, bro. Find your own player, please.
Come closer, Rom. Come closer.
There we go. Make it loud. Back to the origin. Sorry, the one rule principle. One playing for 11. Liverpool's lab. That Liverpool's lab. That chapter made me feel sick. G, do you remember when we read it?
Yeah, bro. Listen.
About the academy. That farm is dead and buried. That farm got raided by the police ages ago, man. That's just a dead bando, man.
That's one of them labs, that you definitely don't want to be opening. They should shut that shit down. They should burn it to the fucking ground.
That bando is just full of nitties and people on that popcorn diet with Iron Brew, man. That's it, man.
And guys, look, and bro, we're gonna continuously. People don't like it, and that's fine. Everybody is allowed to have their opinions. We respect everyone's opinions at the end of the day, but we will challenge. That's one thing that on this channel, that's exactly what we're doing. We're gonna challenge it. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. There's nothing more I can say and or do, in regards to that. Do you get what I mean? Trudeau and Jerry is the biggest wrong in the game for bigot. Yeah, Jerry's always been a wrong un, though. I've always said it. Jerry's a wrong un. He's a wrong un. He's a wrong un, man. I've never liked that guy. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's like it's like if you don't like it, you don't like it, man. Like, when this channel is not for people to like exactly what we're saying. At the end of the day, it's about showing people a difference of opinion. If you don't like the opinion, then bro, like, what do you want me to do?
You know what?
What do you want us to do?
We keep saying it. We want to grow, want to build as a channel, but it's as simple as this. If you don't like what we're saying, you don't have to watch it.
You don't have to watch it. Like,
you don't have to. But if you're here and you're hating, then we're doing something right. You know what I mean? So
smash those likes, guys.
Hey, make sure.
And look, it's 12 o'clock. We've got a stream to do tomorrow as well, people, because we got the game tomorrow, don't we?
Oh my
God.
Bro, you don't want to watch us, bro.
When will it end, bro? When will it end? Why are we doing this twice a week bullshit, bro? I don't want to watch us play again right now. I actually don't want. I don't want to watch us play.
This is why the World Cup.
I don't want to watch it.
Ish. You know what's crazy? Yeah, we were live on stream. I couldn't believe it. JJ said they're about to sign 3 midfielders that within the space of a week. I said who? He said Cunha, Sarabia, and Lamina. I said you're joking. I thought I'm not gonna
any one of them.
I'm not saying this to you, but I'm not saying you were lying, but I didn't believe you with all 3. I thought maybe one of them, bro. After the stream, I done all my research. Lamina got confirmed. Sarabia he'll probably be in attendance tomorrow because I see Fabrizio report it. 3 midfielders, 4.5 million they got Sarabia for.
Do you know what's the mad thing for me as well? Do you know what's the mad thing for me? I know everyone's probably heard about the news about Neves apparently being linked with Liverpool in the January.
Yeah.
That's the talk, right? Do you know what's mad? So check the madness, yeah? We wanted to sign Matheus Nunes, yeah? We had an option to sign him from Sporting. We didn't. We allowed him to go to Wolves. We now can't get him from Wolves because he would have played for 3 teams, and that means he wouldn't be able to play. I think you're only able to make 2 transfers. I only learned that from someone in the comments. We're now going for their skipper, and we think we're going to be able to get their skipper from them, who's also a George Mendes client. What are we like? What is this, bruv?
But again, is it not concerning? Because we would never in for him. We would never link with Neves.
Hold on. So now are you telling me we're going to have next season? Potentially, we're going to have Neves, Nunes, and Fabinho. What's the
Bellingham?
Oh, okay.
Oh, the breaking news. Paul Joyce has just reported in the last, I'd say 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, that we're in for Neves and Jude. Back, we didn't know that already, but yeah, Paul Joyce has just said that. Just thought I'd let you know.
Thanks, Paul.
Big up to Ziadin. It's the first time on my show. Loving the content so far. Please try and steal Drifty from Coppish. Listen, we've been trying to steal Drifty from Coppish for ages, but he's tied into that 99-year deal. Like, we're just not getting him from.
He's on that Suge Knight contract, bro. He ain't getting him over here.
Speaking of Suge Knight contract, the Ramstan saying, Jerry, where's my invite? The invite from us. You got to sign that deal, bro. You got to sign on the dotted line. You need to sign your life away. You sign your life away. The place is here for you, bro. We need a statistician anyway. Exactly.
West side until we die.
We need to jump him in. So we need to jump in. We need him to be screaming Klopp out, and that's when he's able to come on. Big up, Ram. I'm joking. Big up. Sean Doc says to G, says, well, no. Oh no, says to Romz. Sorry, say, well, no. You call them thick.
No, it would have been to me.
Said that a couple of times. Oh, that's G. Then.
Yeah, of course. No. So to reiterate my point, yeah, 100%. When I'll call you thick when you're using emotion in a logical situation. At the end of the day, when it's a logical situation and you're using emotion, which then clouds your judgment in the actual logic that is there in front of you, of course, 100%. I'll call you thick as thieves. Do you get what I mean? Because you're showing it there, kind of thing. I don't mind if it's showing your emotion in an emotional situation, whatever, blah, 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 is what it is, or logic in a logic. You're actually showing emotion in a logical situation, but then we're seen as the bad guys when we're actually giving you the logic behind everything that we're actually seeing. I don't get it. I really don't understand.
Yeah, but just to let you know, Sean Doc, you know what? We are going to do a call-in, I think, after the Wolves game. We're going to try to, but this week definitely we're going to do a call-in because I want to know what you guys have to say. I want to know you guys have to say. Big up to Sean Doc. Pirates King saying, Jerry, mate, Klopp has won you everything. Give the guy time. It's only 19 games.
Come on,
He deserves to be backed. Klopp's got the minerals to back your team. Shall I tell you, you have just deeped as I was reading that. I back the team. So you see me, I'm not like there's certain players like Henderson. I'm saying, look, he needs to go. There's certain players I want to go, right? But the majority of the team, including up until recently, and everyone knows, I was backing Curtis Jones, I was backing Henderson, I was backing all these players. I said today's been the final nail in the coffin for me. I've backed the players. I'm trusting the players. I think these players are good enough. I think the manager's not able to go in at the moment. He's not.
Thank you. I don't mind the players.
I don't have to back the whole, like, it's not like it comes in a package and it's like you have to back everything or you leave it out. No, because otherwise you guys aren't backing FSG. You guys are you guys aren't backing Linders. You guys are blaming Linders. Linders is this, do you know what I mean? I can't start doing little whispering in the back of someone's ear, do you know what I mean? Like telling him, like, it's just laughing, that's what I'm talking about. But it's all this whispering, do you know what I mean? Doing this, you know, the guy from Lord of the Rings, you know, that the king, the ill king, he had that little whisper behind him, moving like, what's it, Rasputin?
Oh, dude.
Like you're blaming everyone.
He said Rasputin. I heard that, David.
You know what I mean? It's mad. Zakaria saying Liverpool have a deal with George Mendes. That's what it seems like at the moment. We got Basti Fulton. Big up to Basti saying death row settings in here. Right now, it's death row. Trust me. Jamrock saying that he don't believe. Where is it? I just lost it. Yeah, he's saying, look, we don't believe in that Neves thing at all. With Albert, on the contrary, saying we will get Neves and pay 50 million for him. And what?
For me, I'm not. That doesn't please me, if I'm honest, because we're not.
I don't even, you know what?
Guy,
forget it. Like, until I see Liverpool just confirm that they've signed someone, or I see Fabrizio come out with, "Yo, yeah, Liverpool," then I'm not believing any of these dumb things. Like, we might not even sign Neves. We might not even sign Nunes. We might not even sign Bellingham. You know what's so mad? We don't sign Bellingham. Liverpool were never really in for Bellingham. It was a story that was fabricated by someone from his team who's now been fired. And then you're just gonna be like, what? Where did that come from? Like that's something I'll probably
quick one. This is frustrating me now again. Sean Doc is saying you have just killed the channel, lads. You have given your opinions and you slated people for having a difference of opinion. No, I'm actually saying come onto the show and have a call in.
We say many times to come and have everyone can have their opinion. Many times.
We're the ones getting slated for having this opinion. This is the point that
I'm not gonna lie. Like we've said with everyone, if you don't enjoy it, like you can go. We're actually saying you've been asking to come on. We're saying that we're going to do a calling show so you guys can come on and have your views. I don't know any other channel, whether it's Redmond TV, Anfield, whatever, that have a certain view and they're allowing other people with a different view to come on and voice it as explicitly as we do. You can go and swear, you can go and kill me. I've been told I'm an idiot. I've been told I'm waffling. Mo Fawaz said I'm a clown in one of the shows. He's come back here today. I don't care.
You're wrong. I'm
a wrong as well. I don't get it.
You know, it's more tapped to not enjoy something and then keep going back. That's more tapped.
Even the thing is, saying you have killed the channel.
Even off.
Go on, Rom. Sorry.
Even off camera, Jerry's just the worst person I've ever met. You know, he's
brother. That Jerry brother is jarring. He's jarring. He's super jarring.
Nasty piece of work.
He's jarring.
Do you know what I did? I can whispering. Do what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the reason why G, Romz, everyone in the chat. I'm the reason why some of us are FSG, not even we're FSG out. Some of us are Klopp out as well, or want to see change. I've been whispering in their ears, and I've been the Rasputin. I'm not gonna lie. You got me. Do you know what I mean? You got me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. And Sean saying, okay, lads, best of luck. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Now,
I think we're just fed up, man. I'm just tired of people just.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. To come out and say we're killing the channel, what? Because like I saw you were getting offended because of the thumbnail. So it's done its job, isn't it? It's done its job because it's caught attention. That's what a thumbnail is. Like we're speaking about effort, like we're speaking about the stuff on the pitch. We're not saying that FSG aren't in the wrong. We're saying we all want Qatari. Do you know what I mean, owners? We're all here. We're talking about what's going on the pitch, and it's not good enough. And to say it's not good enough, like, do you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it.
You
but
hit the nail
you know
on
what?
the head.
G, carry on, because I'm just gonna keep waffling in it. And you know, like I've got a sharp tongue, so I'm just gonna.
Just before you go, G, you hit the nail on the head. That same way Sean's saying we're stating people have an opinion, which we state every show. We love difference in opinion. The amount of time the comments have maybe taught me, G and Jerry. I've read the comments many times. I'm like, you know what? I didn't think of it like that. And vice versa.
100%.
All of the time. So we love difference in opinion. But G said it's like we're getting stated to have having the irony.
And that is the key. Like God, it's like I didn't want to say it, but at the end of the day, the opinion is just an opinion. At the end of the day, no one's right or wrong. It's just an opinion. But the reality is, where we're constantly getting berated for hours, and we're constantly being told to basically look the other way because of whatever anyone's opinion on Klopp or the team or the owners. When we're going against that, it just always seems like it's an issue. And to be honest, I've said to these guys, I said to Jerry, I said to Romz in private chats and stuff, I said, to be honest, now I'm just tired of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about anyone's feelings in that regards. Like if someone doesn't like my opinion, not you specifically, Sean, but if someone doesn't like the opinion, good for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't care less.
That's my point. That's my point. Like, none of us have a problem with someone's opinion. Like, we've literally said,
like it's never been an issue.
So planned, and we've literally just said, well, I just said, G could have said it a moment ago. You know what? We're gonna go and do a call-in show because we want to go and hear your views.
Why not?
Why not? Contrast of views. We brought in Romz being on the show. Romz asking to come on the show. He disagrees with what we're saying. But to go and make it look like there's no logic to what we're saying is crazy. It's crazy.
That's what pisses me off is when you keep using emotion because of your love of something, you're using so much emotion behind your thinking that the logic just goes out the window. I'm not going to speak for Jerry. I'm not going to speak for Ish. I'm not going to speak to Romz. When anyone's speaking to me, please come with logic, because if you don't come with logic and all I hear is emotion, you're going to get I'm going to turf you from that conversation. Because in football, football is, yes, it's an emotional game. It's an emotional thing. But if you do not apply logic to that, I'm telling you now, man, he just gets killed straight off the rip.
You know, even us four, the amount of stuff, these are going to laugh, the amount of stuff we disagreed on, but because we all come with logic, we're ready to hear. Remember what
Romz, I hate you, bro. What do you mean there's no animosity, my guy?
You say it again?
I said, Romz, I hate you, bro.
I can't lie, I hate you as well, bro. I'm joking, but bro, me and G were going back and forth with two certain centre backs for France, but I won't name. I'm trying to
listen. You need to come outside, bro. You need to come outside about that one, bro. You need to come outside
but that's the point. Me and Ish the other day, what was he talking about?
Michael Owen. Michael Owen, and whether he's a legend or not.
Whether he's a legend or not, I was having that, bro. Like, come on, man. We're not all gonna agree with every single thing, because at the end of the day, we all have our own minds, and I love that about everyone, because why not? I don't want everyone thinking the same. That's dead.
Football would be boring. Imagine if everyone had the same opinion. Do you know how dead this game would be, bro? There'll be no. I'll probably sign out. I'll sign out. What you and you all think the same thing? Done this. We're not robots.
What did I say about Gomez before no one wanted to hear me? What were we arguing about?
Listen, look, I'm Jerry.
I was riding out for Gomez differently.
I can't lie. That's the first time I thought JJ was a bit insane. He's like, Gomez is food. I was like, what? I was like, what? My man want us to leave with birds. How you calling myself London, brother? I'm dead. And then, bro, I slowly saw it. I said, JJ, I hold my hands up. I said, JJ, with me, it's on stream. I've done it with a lot of content creators. I've got something wrong. Same way, let's say the owners.
Guys, my phone might tune out, by the way. Just let you know.
Cool. I was going to say, same way if the owners come and Klopp gets it perfectly right, if he takes us back to the pinnacle, all four of us will come back on here and say, we got it wrong.
Bro, you know, like, I'm a big man. You think I care about anyone trying to shame me? No? I'll come back and say, Klopp showed me. He's shown me that he's able to do what I didn't think.
For the betterment of our club, we'll be happy at the same time.
I swear to God, I'll be the most shameless fan. If Liverpool somehow manage to get into the top four and win the Champions League and stuff, I swear to God, I'll come out with a Klopp in t-shirt and all of that. I'll do that. I don't care. I don't care. I want to be wrong. I want Liverpool to do well. Like, that's what I don't get. What did G say? G said he's coming back, yeah? What did he say?
Yeah. I'm coming back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't hear what you're saying. But yeah, Saint as well, man. Hold on. Sorry, Romz saying Love Gang soon come back. Big up Jado, smash the lights. No, I need to play this for Saint because right now this is how Saint's been moving, bro. All of us are waiting for Saint LFC TV and he's just...
It's between me and you. Because while you were sitting around, waiting, doing niche, I was out, making moves.
Yeah, man. That's, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That's what we're saying, man. Big up Saint, man. Big up Saint. Hope to have you on soon, man. I
was going to say, though, quick thank you to everyone because there's 85 people in the chat at midnight, UK time. I know some of you aren't from the UK, but big up each and every one of you in here still.
Yeah, what's the light saying?
How many likes have we got? Yeah, I'm going to check that out right now. Make sure we're smashing the likes.
We might have gone up. I'm not refreshed. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 9. Big up, man. Big up to everyone, man. Big up to everyone in the building.
No intermission music. I like JJ. Don't hate me, but sometimes I like when it's a bit slow because I get to listen to that bang up. You heard it, Ish? Big tune. It's a big tune.
You might have been doing the other day. That was quite cool.
I dance in the background to it.
Exactly. Big up to hold on, where was it here? Hold on. Big up Tariq. Hope you're doing well. Big up Tariq. Big up Tariq. Where is it? Yeah, exactly. Big up to Zakaria as well, saying, look, at the same time, Jerry said he rated Hendo and Curtis Jones, even though they've been dead for time. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was rating, like, I went and I had to eat my eat my words and be like, no, Curtis Jones ain't the guy. I was backing him when no one was backing him. I was saying he's technical, he's this. I was.
And that's recent. JJ only admitted that recently, 2-3 weeks ago.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Klopp saying, no intermission music. Yeah, people weren't trying to hear the intermission music. I don't know if you don't get the likes. The music, bro. Huh?
But you mean the other one, Jerry? You can't.
No, guess what? We've got 3 now. I need to send that other one to you. You're gonna rate the other one. There's 3. There's 3. We're on a rotation now. We've got one on a rotation, but yeah, man. Copats TV big up saying you guys not talked of Klopp's quotes. We did. We will talk about Qatar as well, and we'll do that tomorrow. We have to obviously talk about the game, and we have chopped up Qatar a bit, but we will do. Zakaria saying, "Oh look, did you man discuss Salah apparently meeting PSG's owners?"
Even get to speak.
Yeah.
What,
that's why I asked you, man, in the chat earlier. Would you sell him?
I was going to say next stream. I wouldn't say now, but next stream I have my little say on Salah.
Do you know what it is? If Liverpool are going to rebuild, then you've got to rebuild properly. You can't have people from the old guard, even if Klopp's going to do it, right? You can't have people from the old guard there because it's not a full rebuild. It's not a full you're going to be relying on Salah because he's so influential and because of what he's done in the club. Players are still going to pass him. You've seen it with Ronaldo. He's going to get to 32, 33, where you can't perform at that same level.
JJ, look at. I always think, whatever you do in life, look at the best person in that field and try and take bits from what they're doing. Bro, look at what Arteta's done at Arsenal. All the old guys gone. I'm sorry, Aubameyang gone. You can't stay. David Luiz, you can't stay. Lacazette, thank you very much, good servant. The whole squad he's got now, all hungry. Some of them are winners before, some of them have never won, some of them are coming through the ranks, but they all got the same thing. Even the ones that come from City, they're hungry because they're like, Zinchenko's like, rah, you're gonna keep flipping Ake in them, man. They let me go.
Jamie said we're building with old bricks. We're trying to build a new build house, but the bricks all like rounded off on the edge. They look like pebbles now.
There's chips in them, so they're not allowing for the cement's going in. Big up, Jay.
It's not gonna work. Man. We need to just tear the whole thing down and just start again. Like, we can't be trying to keep little bits of the Klopp of the 17-18 team, little bits of it. We're going into 23-24 soon. Like,
and
I shouldn't still be seeing the same guys.
You know what? The bottom line is as well. Even if you're new here or you've been existing, if you're existing, if you've been here from the start, you will know. bro, we're only speaking like this because we love this club to the bone. Like, we love the club. Like, I know I might get bantered for certain other things, but bro, that's all just a joke. I love Liverpool through to the bone, bro. We all do. That's why it might always sound like a moan, but we want the best for our club, bro. But that is by any means. And I'm not gonna I'm speaking for myself here, and I think for the other three, but that is literally by any means. But I don't want you lot to always think we're moaning or always critical, but we want the best for our
Nah,
club.
Romz, don't speak for me, bro.
Do you know what I find really mad? And big up to Jamrock. I know Jamrock is he asked for this picture, so I said, let's not go. Why not go and get it? I'm not gonna lie. Big up to chat. Big up to G, Romz, and Ish as well, because this stream has been goated. This has been a goated stream.
I've loved it. I've got work in 5 hours, bro. I don't care.
No, we'll try wrap up soon, man. We've got to make sure you're fresh. But yeah, so this was the picture, obviously, of Mo Salah. It was posted about 5 days ago. So he was having
that
a
drip
selfie.
is outrageous. I know that's not what we're here to comment on, but that is mad.
And then that's him here. So obviously on the left is PSG's owner. We've obviously seen his face.
Oh, that's Kafka or something, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And these are PSG's owners. So, PSG's owners. So it does look a bit, whether it's tapping up or like I would.
That looks a bit mad to me. I can't lie. That looks a bit funny to me, bro.
I would even if he doesn't go, I believe it's still tapping up because I don't believe Salah's like got some mad influence in Liverpool where he's going to have meetings with the owners about getting him involved with a Liverpool sale. Like that's just never going to happen.
It's cap. That's cap.
He's an employee, bro. He's an employee, bro. He's an employee. Like that's what he is. So,
bro, he's not Messi or Ronaldo. Like,
let's not lie either. Salah was playing hardball with us this time. This time last year, Salah was doing up. I might leave. I might stay. I might leave. So what? You think now he's now negotiating to sell the club?
Yeah.
Please, let's apply logic. Please.
I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, I feel, and this is the way I think. With his mentality as a player, in terms of wanting,
he can see what's happening.
If he doesn't want, if he's not considering leaving, considering what's going on, he's not an elite level footballer. I can't put him into that. You're the best that's ever been. Like in terms of, I can't because that's one of the mentality. The fact of like, even obviously it's to your detriment at times. But look at like Ronaldo, the fact that he's moving the way he is because I have to be the best. Like Messi would have done the same thing. Like you're not going to go and do this. You're not going to. I'm bouncing. You saw with Neymar, I want to be the best. I need to leave. I'm bouncing. Kane, like I have question marks over him because you're comfy at Tottenham. You need to make that move, bro. I know you tried to do it last season. You best be pushing for it now.
He will not sign a new deal then. He will not sign it. He's out of there as soon as he can.
The reason why I think Salah is trying to just tapping up or trying to negotiate a move there, because let's be honest, for me, some people might say it will happen in 2024, but Mbappe to Real Madrid inevitable, whether it happens this summer or the next summer. Messi's not getting any younger. Neymar's not getting any younger. Quite injury prone as well. So
imagine that, and Salah not playing Champions League football.
Yeah,
if we come out of Champions League now, is it guaranteed we get into Champions League next season? The season after? So, that's 2 seasons outside of Champions League. That's correct.
At 30, 31 as well. Nah, he's out, bro. He's out.
He cares about records. He's come out openly, many interviews saying, I want to break records. I care about goal scoring and that. Bro, I didn't realize how many Champions League goals his brother's had. You know, he's done.
He's nearly is he one behind Gerrard or something? 1 or 2 behind Gerrard as like a club record.
How long has Gerrard been playing this Champions League for? Like
that's what I'm saying, G. That's what I'm saying. He's been Salah's been like a young 4 or 5 years, and he's already got the numbers that Gerrard was getting. If we can see what we can see, he's out of it. He's out, man. I don't blame him.
I've always said when Salah signed the new deal, I said I would be super surprised if I ever saw that brother see out his whole deal. I was like, because I don't see us being successful like that anyway throughout his whole deal. I didn't think it would be this shit, but I just didn't think we'd be that successful. So as Jerry said, if you're not trying to move, I'm not going to be rating you as highly anymore, because I'm going to be looking at it thinking you weren't trying to really hit that top level though. Like, you know what I mean? You weren't really trying to go to that real level. You got comfy, making a lot of money at Liverpool, and you kind of just stayed there, and then you kind of whittled your career. Now I expect you to be trying to go to your PSGs or whoever's just doing like something with their footballing lives. That's where I expect you to be trying to go, trying to get that next kind of deal. All right, if I go PSG, They're looking pretty decent, looking like a team who could win the Champions League. That's their ultimate goal. That would be, and you fulfilled everything at Liverpool. And that's the thing with Liverpool, because of how we are as a club, doing everything once is good enough. Like it's just good enough. That's it. We've won all the. Everyone keeps telling me, but Jurgen Klopp's won all the trophies. Okay,
across 7 years, bro.
Across 7 years. Okay, that's and that is good. By the way, that is good. That is good. Okay, so can we not continue winning? Like, do we have to stop? Like, I don't get it. Like,
the question I've got, yeah, like we're gonna try wrap up in the next 5 and stuff. But the question I've got, yeah, is if we were not to get in the Champions League, yeah, considering how Virgil van Dijk apparently was moving in the season because of the World Cup, right? Because he wants to play in the World Cup and he's never played in the World Cup and wanted to play, right? I assume he'd have that same mentality for wanting to play Champions League football. I assume Thiago would have that same mentality wanting to play Champions League football. If we don't get Champions League football, why on earth would they stay? It's not like we're paying them dumb amounts of money. I know Salah,
JJ,
but it's not like
look at the teams, just quickly, look at the teams who go out, spend a season out of Champions League football and then bounce back straight away. What do they always do? They will spend their way out of the problem. Chelsea will go and drop 300-400 mil, no questions asked. United will go and just Casemiro, yeah, come over here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I know for a fact.
You've made a very good point, because even clubs, you see how we went through like a barren 3-4 years of where we weren't in it. They're normally out of it only for a year max, maybe 2, a year minimum, 2 max, and they're back in it. We were out of it from what, like 2010 to 2014, 15, a good 4 or 5 years. You're right. You're actually right.
But by the way, people in the chat, like, no one knows. I'm not. I don't know. I didn't hear what Jerry and the guys are speaking about before when I just left. But I'm not saying that he's going to PSG, definite, and I'm not saying he was there for some takeover talk. I'm just trying to think.
You were, G. Don't lie.
I'm saying he's not there for takeover talk. I'm actually saying he's not there.
Let's put it this way. If he was there,
negotiating the sale of a club, I think that's
that doesn't sound logical to me. That a football player, as Jerry said, an employee of the football club, who is lower down the food chain than the manager, is the guy who is talking about sales of the thing.
And there's no one from FSG there either. It's just Salah and his agent.
Yeah, just Salah just doing
when you say
Salah's dealing with the 3-4 billion himself.
Bro, exactly. When you say these things out loud, dude, like, do they actually make sense? Like, come on.
And this is why I say some people are just thick, because it's like, do you say this out loud? Like if you said it out loud, do you think you would believe it? Like,
you know, it's the connotations that come with it as well. He's from a Middle Eastern country. He speaks Arabic.
He might have just been having lunch, you know. He might have just been having lunch, bro. He might have just said, might just know each other. It's a nice day. I'm on a little break in that. Let me just go for some lunch. Like, let's not always read into things, I'm saying, too deeply. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I'm just trying to look at everything, and I'm thinking, if he was there for anything that wasn't just a nice meal, like they just happened to just want to have lunch, then I'm definitely not thinking he's there for some takeover. If so, Liverpool, you are in the mud if you got players out here trying to do your deal. If that's true.
It don't make sense to me.
He'll become invincible. Really, well, our main talisman for the last 4 or 5 years negotiated a deal and it went through. He'll be a god. He's already a god in Liverpool, but he'll be eternal.
Do you know what would be really scary though? It would be really scary for some fans if all this talk and Salah was to go at the end of the season because he wants Champions League football. As a footballer, I couldn't begrudge him, but Jesus, what that would cripple this club.
But it wouldn't make financial sense to us. Let's be real, because if we're going to be in the same situation we were in 12 months ago,
no.
He signed a 3-year deal.
But deep it. You say it makes financial sense, and I get that. But you hindered the team by letting go of Mane, yeah, because you wanted to give this guy a new deal, and then the guy leaves.
From our point of view, that is an L. That part of it is an L. But we always said, and I know I definitely said it to Romz. I might have said it to you too as well, but we said because he signed a 3-year deal, in 18 months' time, we're in the same situation again. So it's not like he signed a 4 or 5 year deal where it's like, cool, we've got a couple seasons breather, then we can kind of think about what we're going to do. He signed a 3-year deal, and it took time for it to even get sorted out the first time. So we're going to go into negotiations again with no Champions League football. Are we going to expect him to take a pay? Is he going to take a pay cut, or like? I can't.
Yeah, real talk. Actually, how does that work? If we went 2 seasons without Champions League, like, will he still be on 350 bags?
God.
Like, does it work like that? And then
Is it
remember, Van
this free?
Dijk's contract needs to be renewed at some. I'm sure by next season we'd have to start renewing it. Are we going to be paying Salah 350, no Champions League, Van Dijk 270 and upwards kind of thing, whatever that is, with no Champions League?
Hendo's
going to be a bit brazy,
Hendo's on what? 220, 200? Like, boy.
Hendo's on 200.
It must be nearly 200 because he signed a new deal last year.
190. I think it's at 190.
Yeah,
190. Yeah.
Bumba Club. This guy's on some
£190,000 a week. Let that sink in.
But but I'm just thinking, like, now I'm just trying to piece. Now I understand why FSG came out and said, yeah, we can't even compete with these, man, because you just shot yourselves in the foot now. Like, you didn't want to try and, like, I guess, add more money to the situation. You allowed Klopp to have so much of a power that he was able to kind of dictate in terms of keeping certain players. We're now losing value on a lot of these players. I think it's about 120 million we lose off of, like, a Naby Keita, Roberto Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and I can't remember who else it was. Like, we're losing all this money and stuff like that off of, all of these players. You know what? Being Liverpool right now is so interesting, honestly. Like, they're just lucky we're not like Newcastle, who were always been kind of dead. And because they got money in, it was always realistically going to go this way. Like, right now, Liverpool are in a position where luckily we're not some relegation threatened club, but we're also not a club who look like we can really mix it with the big boys because of our own traditions and the way that the club has always been run. And that is the traditions that we're still trying to hold on to, kind of thing. Even though we're talking about Qatar or any of these Middle Eastern people, we've still got people saying, nah, man, but obviously I don't want to be owned by state-owned. These guys are doing blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, well, you stay there in 1950, wherever that was doing over there. But I kind of want to move it with the times. And I want to be able to compete with Manchester City, with your Arsenals, with your Newcastles, with your Chelseas, with your Manchester Uniteds, because I don't want to be left behind. Liverpool got left behind in the 90s, 2000. Are you guys trying to see history to recover?
Look how long
30 years.
30 years.
So what? Give Salah 1 million.
Man's got to wait till I'm 58 to see us good again. Allow me, man. Allow me.
That Ampiano tune on Newcastle and City and that always say to us, you want to bamba? You want to chill with the big boys?
The big boys. I don't want to chill with the big boys. That's true. Bro, all my guys are ballers. Like, I want to chill with, like, some of the big boys, bro. Like, all my guys are ballers. I'm out here just doing nonsense. Bro.
Literally everyone.
Like,
I watched Arsenal play, Newcastle. Everyone out here just balling out. And what are we on? Nothing.
Big up Ed. Obviously, Newcastle used to be a top 4. Okay, show me the trophies. We'll sit here. We'll wait for you to go back and show me the trophies that they won since you've been alive. Not to get at you, and I'm not trying to get at you, but you just show me the trophies that you've seen Newcastle win. That wasn't the championship. Come on, man. Like, that team with the Newcastle were just a big fan base. They weren't no one special. Come on, man. That's all dead. I'm not trying to hear that.
Vibes, just straight vibes.
Just vibes. They were just on some vibes thing. Like, they weren't serious about nothing.
They were like Spurs on the pot.
Yeah. Klopp saying Mbappe 2023, PSG's going to loan him to us. That's what Salah was negotiating.
Yo, if that's what Salah's on, I'm on it. I want it.
Vincent Vega saying, look, I want oil money. That's all, man. Trust me, man. Listen, I was dashing oil on my head. Listen, if that oil money comes in,
Jerry's still trying to get that shit out. PA crazy.
Hey, that was good. That was actually good.
Bro, the oil money, we need to get the dance in there, man. This is a new
يلا لك لبسة أجمل بنطلون رامي بحبنا مجنون دق الماني لبسة أجمل بنطلون رامي بحبنا مجنون دق الماني.
They want and they don't want. No, ain't nobody care what you get. You'll get what you'll get, and you'll like what you'll get, because if what you get will allow you to get what you want in the future, you don't care. Like, people need to stop acting like you care. You do not care. You're sick and tired, like all of us here, of being some fucking bridesmaids every flipping 10 years. Like, it's boring. It's actually so boring. Like man's trying to win now. Like, come on, let's go.
Big up Jamie.
Oh, Jamie saying
we literally need a
24-hour Greg's.
No, but you know when it's true though. Like I'm not dissing. I like Newcastle have had players back in the day, man. Like Solano and them, man. Like they've had Patrick Clive and all
ballers.
This agenda needs to stop. What do you mean? I was doing a Bussett challenge on live TV. Bussett, the Bussett challenge. That was a mad trend.
Hey Jerry, bro, you're wrongin'. You're wrongin', bro.
No, G, you're the wrong one. I think there was the picture of you, isn't it? There was the picture of you. Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to end it here, man. We're gonna have to end it. See, look, Tariq saying that, Jerry, I'm gonna have to might have to unfollow for that one. Listen, I'm gonna have to cancel the show for that one if that was true. Are you mad? Bussett challenge. I'm not gonna lie. After my injuries, my knees can't even take that. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That first drop,
man said it'll go down, but he's not coming back up again.
That firm Bussett, I'm just like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Asad,
tonight's been a good stream, man.
Love it, hip hop. This guy, Asad, you make me sick. You've come out of the dark now after getting grilled by myself on Twitter for your club's antics at the moment. Shameless.
Yeah, Asad, bro. Like, where have you been? Like, you lot have been absolutely dog shite, and I haven't seen you pop up anywhere.
One win, and this is what it does to them, man.
Bro, one win. You don't like that? I ain't seen you for time.
Yeah, I hear that. Right. His team's in the mud, but will we be surprised if they turn us over?
No. I'm not saying, but you know where I show my face every single week, regardless of what I'm saying. But Asad, I haven't even seen him. Yeah, like, I haven't seen him, like, just in general. Like, Asad, I hope you ain't been hiding, bro. Like, I've been trying to find you still.
Exactly, man. But look,
who knows, bro? Bowley will probably even try to buy us, put in a late cheeky bid. You know what I mean?
That's why he can get a blind, because his cover is trying to spend that money, so he's all right.
Exactly, man. But look, mate, we're gonna have to wrap it up here. We've done a 2.5-hour stream, which has been crazy. Goated. But big up to Ish, Romz, and G. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel before we head out. G, Romz, Ish. Let the people know what's coming up, or if you got anything to say before we head out, man. Bun Klopp, follow GTV, make sure you check out my videos, make sure you subscribe to the Jerry James Show, make sure you're following the Equalizer, make sure you're following Ramel obviously over on Twitter as well, please. And yeah, man, Bun Klopp, simple as we move.
Basically everything G says. Equalizer, the go-to captions, he's unrivaled. Keep smashing that, subscribing to Jerry James Show and GTV. And yeah, what I will say is there's a certain show that started this week. We're going to try and get G on it, but I know Jerry and Ish watch it Love Island, because once Liverpool lose both of our games this week, we're going to need something to look forward to, wind down in the evenings after the game. So
to be fair, I might actually catch it up tonight still, because I didn't watch it. So I might actually
I didn't either.
You might as well. Ish, appreciate you coming on as always. Goated caption to have your knowledge on screen is, always wanted, always welcome, man. But look, good night, people, or good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. It's been the Jerry James Show, and we're out, people. Also, before we head out, what am I talking about? Make sure you catch us tomorrow for the preview for the Wolves game. So we're going to be doing that, people. So make sure you're subscribing, clicking the notification bell, and following all of us on our socials, because we'll all promo obviously when that drops as well. Ramsdale is still waiting for his invite. I said, you got to sign on that dotted line, bro. Sign on that dotted line. And,
JV, chill out, man. I saw your comment.
Bro, JV, you should just sit down, bro. We're Love Island. You're the
I just see that.
Yeah. But big up, man. It's been the Jerry James Show. Take it easy.